guys, it's Lauren. Welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna keep this short and sweet. I thought I was gonna do a longer intro, but really, I mean, it's just a declutter. It's a really long one. I'm going through my entire makeup collection. And really the big thing with this is I'm not intending to like cut my collection in half. I've been in a different place when it comes to decluttering where I want to move things out that I know aren't going to work for me, like things that I've tested and I know those things for certain. But lately, a lot of my makeup tastes have been changing and I really don't want to declutter things that might work for me in 6 months or that I might enjoy in 6 months. And I really wasn't trying to just get rid of things because I haven't used it. If I liked it and could see myself at some point using it, I kept it. So a little bit of a different declutter for me. I've talked on and off on the channel about like kind of my mindset this year with decluttering, but I can talk more about that in different videos if you want, let me know. But more than anything, I hope you enjoy this like relaxing declutter video. I just put it all in here except for lip products. That's its own video, so I'll leave that link down below if you want to see that. But it's kind of a mix between a declutter and a collection video, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'm gonna leave it here. So yeah, hope you enjoy the video, guys. We're not gonna waste any time. You guys know the drill. Strap in. It's a lot of stuff. So I'm probably gonna go by how they're organized in my drawers. And so this is all my face stuff. So I have my primers. These are powders. This is foundations. This is a foundation thing. And then this is like concealers. So I feel like this is a decent amount. Like I feel happy with this. And so yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get rid of or not, but let's just get into it. Starting up here, I have my Stila One Step Primer. I quite like this. It definitely doesn't color correct quite as much as I would like, but I've used almost half of it, if not more, so I'm definitely going to use that one up. One of the newer ones to me, I got this in a BoxyCharm, is the Rare Beauty one. Really enjoying that one. It reminds me of the Becca Purple, and so it's illuminating. It's not heavy. I really enjoy it, so I'm definitely going to keep that one. Happy to have it. This is a repurchase for me, the Hello Fab Coconut Skin Smoothie Primer. I love this, and I've used up a full one, so I got another of that because I was missing it. I have a few little sample products in here. Bobbi Brown's face base vitamin enriched thing. Definitely going to use that up. I do enjoy this. At some point, I could see myself purchasing the full one of this for a really thick cream primer, moisturizer type thing. That is what I tend to go for primers. I really like that hydrated feeling on my skin, so I could see myself getting that. I also have this MAC Strobe Cream sample. I'm going to use that up. I don't love this. I feel like the Rare Beauty one's like better, so I wouldn't repurchase this or buy the full size, but I'll use up the sample for sure. When it comes to my older primers, these are kind of them. The two Tarte ones, definitely. I feel like I've made it just so far on this Tarte primer. It's very thin. It smells coconutty and tropical. I think I'm gonna work on using it up this year. Again, it just, you know, it feels so great to use things up. I do enjoy it. It's not a bad one, you know. I don't know if I'd repurchase it. I don't know, but definitely not bad enough, I feel like, to get rid of. So I'll probably finish that guy up. I have this Quench one. This one's a little bit different. It's not a cream. Like that's a cream, but thin. This is like a gel. I do find this pill sometimes, but again, it's very hydrating. So I kind of don't want to have to get rid of that either. I don't know, primers, I feel like I don't have anything I hate. And so it's kind of tough when that happens because I don't want to just get rid of stuff to get rid of it, especially if it's stuff I'm using more often. I have this glowy primer from Touch in Soul, the glassy one. This is no joke. It will make your skin so glassy. It still smells good. So again, I'm gonna hang on to that. I definitely think too with like summer, you know, we'll see what primers kind of make it, but I like having glowy stuff also for winter. So yeah, this Huda one, they sent me this a while ago. I haven't tried it enough to, again, be like, I love it, but I definitely didn't hate it. So great declutter, nothing got rid of, nothing. I feel like it's still kind of manageable. So anyway, yeah, I'm not getting rid of any. I feel like everything there is something that I intend to use, would want to use. I don't hate any of it. I wouldn't like be upset if it was in my makeup bag or the only one I could use out of here. I'd be fine with any of that. So that's kind of meeting my standards. Next, let's move to powders. There's not a lot here. The Rare Beauty one, this is something I picked up, I think at the end of last year, or maybe the beginning of this year. And honestly, I don't love it. I don't use a ton of powder, but this one is quite pink. and I feel like I can see that tint on my skin and I don't enjoy it. So this is one that's gonna go into the bad bin. It's basically like a purgatory space for me just because of YouTube. So this is going into the bad bin for sure. The Huda Beauty one is another one they gifted me a while ago. I do like this. This was kind of like the go-to powder for me. So I'm gonna keep that one definitely. I mean, this would last me forever. I almost never set my face, at least for a while I wasn't. So yeah, I do a little bit more now. It just depends. So I definitely want to keep it, but it's going to take me forever to get through this. I got this Laura Mercier as part of, I think, the birthday gift from Sephora. And then I've been using this one again. So this and the Huda are the two that I've been using. So I think I'm going to also keep this. And then last, this AOA one. I think, like, I used to love this because it's so translucent. It's so inexpensive. It's like $1 on their website. But I think that I'm going to actually let go of it. I just have so much powder here. I've been reaching for these more than this, definitely in the last year. And I don't think my preferences are going to change enough where I'll regret this. I just don't feel the need to hold on to it. So I'm going to let that one go as well. And then this is a Sigma powder. Now, this is interesting. It's a glowy one. It says Beaming Glow Illuminating Powder in Fairy Dust. I tried using this as a highlighter and it didn't really work for that. So I guess I'm going to try it as a powder. It has some pigment though, so I'm not really sure what I'm supposed to do with that, but I want to give it a try and see if there's a way to work it in. Maybe it's good under the eye or so. I don't know. I don't know where to use this. But yeah, I think I'm gonna keep it in here and see if it works out there, and I'll revisit that a little later. Now let's move on to foundations. In this palette, I have more than just foundations, but these are my Salt New York products. It's pretty grody, so sorry, but this is the Skin Tint Balm. I have the shade N12. I picked this up, and then I picked up the Contour, I believe, the Sculpt in Bronze in Light is what I picked up. So I have that, and then this is the blush. It's so pretty. I love this blush in Cocoa, and it's beautiful. I'll give you a little swatch. So pretty. It's like a brown kind of ruby type of shade. I don't know. It doesn't have a lot of red. It's more like neutral brown. Absolutely beautiful. I just keep them all in the same little palette together, but I'm keeping all those products. I just bought those more recently or like this year. Moving on to the foundations underneath, I'm definitely going to pare this down a bit. So the Purlisse BB Cream, the Ageless Glow, I got this in a BoxyCharm and I want to use it up. It's quite nice. The shade range sucks though. It's super glowy and I just want to get through it. I've worked through so much of it. I definitely think it's possible this summer to work all the way through it. So I'm going to keep that one around. The skin tint from Urban Decay, I got last year when it came out, and I do like this as well. It's lighter coverage than some of the other BB creams and kind of tinted moisturizers that I have, but I do overall like it, so I want to keep that too. The color's a really good match for me as well. These three are gonna go. These two Kokie ones, these were PR, and I tried making them work. I kept them around. I really wanted to have these work, but my skin's so picky. Honestly, it gets patchy so easily. I feel like it's just my skin's so finicky on my face. These are gonna go. They just didn't work for me. So getting rid of those. Same with this Flower Beauty Light Illusion. I know so many people love this, but it was not like that for me. The shade, the orange, like just everything was like, what? Not for me. So that's gonna go. Moving on to the next section, I have the Kosas, the new foundation that came out this year, the Revealer. Really enjoying this so far. I will say, kind of toward the end of my wear, sometimes it gets a little patchy and I don't know what that's about. Like sometimes it doesn't look too great on my skin, but I'm kind of figuring out what that is. It's not every time, so yeah, I have some more testing to do, but the initial application looks really good. I love the color match as well, so definitely keeping that. My absolute all-time favorite foundation, the Yensa. Love this so much. Probably my third, fourth bottle of it. Definitely keeping that. This is one I think it's time to let go of from Natasha Denona. Mostly it's because the color is just very orange. It's a very orange foundation. Somehow it looks decent, okay, on my skin. It's so weird, or at least it did for a while. But yeah, I just feel like there's a lot of foundations on the market that I do want to test. This is getting a bit old. It's not perfect for me. It's not something I'm going to feel confident and love wearing. And I don't think it's worth kind of trudging through this last bit of the bottle, so I'm gonna get rid of that one. This is another fail. This was from BoxyCharm. This was just too light. It just wasn't my favorite. It kind of showed all of my dry skin. Actually, on my hand right now, it's looking pretty good, but whatever it was on my skin, I think because it's too light, sometimes I find with foundations that pull too light, if you have dry patches, if you have any kind of of those kind of trouble areas, the lighter foundation I feel like can really just like highlight that. So yeah, this has to go as well. This is something newer. I picked up this MAC Studio Radiance Face and Body, so I still have so much testing to do on that one that I'm definitely keeping it, but yeah, I don't have any thoughts. And then I have 3 stick foundations. The Revolution one I've repurchased a few times. I really think this is a great stick foundation. I feel like it might be getting discontinued. Like, it's been around a while, so I don't know how much longer this will be around. So I don't know if I'll repurchase it after this. I'm not as into stick foundations as I was. I do think I prefer maybe a BB cream or something like that now, but I'm gonna keep it. It's still good. I have a Milk Makeup one. This is one like I've wanted to try to like use up throughout the years, and it's just tough for me because I don't think it's like a horrible formula or anything, but it's also kind of like it does kind of feel like a chore to use up. So I'm on the fence on this one, if I'm being honest. Like, maybe I'll give it a few more tries, like really try to test it multiple days in a row. And if I feel like it's a chore and I really hate it, because I'm not into hating doing my makeup, maybe then I'll pass it on then. But I kind of want to see what that is. You know what I mean? And then I have this Huda Beauty one, another one that was gifted to me from them. And this is kind of the same as the Milk. Like, it feels like very similar. Maybe not as creamy as that one, but the same kind of process needs to happen, I feel like, with it. I mean, they might not even be good ones for me just color-wise. So I need some testing on those, and then they might make their way out. They might stay in. Sorry, you can't be a part of that process directly like in this video, but that I think is what is the best thing for me to do. So we are on to the last section. This is the concealer section. This is like the biggest my concealers have been in I don't know how long. It feels like I have so many goodies in here. I know this one is practically used up. I mean, I was scraping the sides. It's dry. It's dry in there. So this is gonna go just because it's done. The Hydro Sealer from Tarte. Not my favorite. I don't really know what possessed me to pick this up, but I did. This is one of those ones that somehow looks so orange in the container, but for a while was the best concealer match I had. And I was like, how is that possible? But yeah, that's going. I wouldn't repurchase. But I'm glad I used it up, I guess. A newer one, I picked up this mini of the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer because this was like so popular back in the day. And I used to have this in my kit even. And I just wanted to see what it was like. I really love the tone, very neutral. I love that. So I'm giving it a try and seeing. I have no thoughts to tell you yet. Unfortunately, this Dose of Colors concealer, it's just too light. Like, honestly, that's the biggest issue. It also is one of those concealers that really kind of locks in place and dries down, and that's just not my preference. I find I like something creamy that I can move around and kind of manipulate. That might mean it creases a little throughout the day, but I find it's so easy to just kind of pat it out with your finger, kind of be on the move. And I find when things lock into place, they might look absolutely perfect initially, but the moment something goes wrong, you're kind of like fucked. Like, there's no, oh, let me just pat it out. It starts getting patchy. Like you really need to touch up. You gotta like figure some stuff out. Anyway, I'm not saying this is exactly that, but the color and the formula, both those issues make it something that's not really wearable for me. I tried testing out for a long time because I was open to trying a new concealer formula, and there are definitely benefits if you don't want creasing. You know, it's nice. Like, I remember putting this on and being like, oh wow, that's so interesting that my concealer is not creasing. I'm so used to some level of that, you know? So if that's something you don't want to deal with, or maybe is like a concern for you, concealers like this might be good. I think they're actually reformulating this one though. So I don't know if that's happening yet, like available yet, but I'm pretty sure that is going to be happening. Anyway, moving on. Okay, this is the Kosas concealer. I do really like this. I do feel like mine, it doesn't smell, I know everyone's like, you gotta be careful because they start going off. I don't notice it smelling right now. It looks so light, but on my skin, it turns so much darker. I don't know what's up with that, but I'm gonna keep it for now because it is one that I really enjoy. I have this Maybelline one. This is pretty nice as well. I kind of bought this for the nostalgia of it all, and I feel like for a cheaper option, it's pretty nice, but it doesn't give me quite the coverage. It's a little bit thin. I like something creamier. I don't know. It's okay. I'm gonna finish it up, but I don't know if it holds up in my memory as much as I want. I think I would try something else. Last couple of things, I have the Glossier Stretch Concealer. I have really enjoyed this. Is my second one, so I've already gone through one. I have pan on this. I'm gonna finish it, but I don't use this nearly as much as I used to. I don't really reach for it like that. So I'm gonna just probably finish this up, and you know, the age of the Glossier Stretch Concealer in my life might be over for a little bit until maybe I realize why I liked it so much back in the day. I don't know, but I will probably finish this. I don't see any reason to get rid of it, but I can't see myself repurchasing it at the moment. Okay, and then last I have two correctors. The Becca one I'm gonna keep. I really do love this one, and as you can tell, there's not much left in here, so this is one that, again, I see no problem with just kind of working through. And then the other one that I have is the new one from Sigma, and this one's really good. I'm like, basically I've been using this like as a concealer lately, like probably the last almost month or whenever it came out. This is the light to medium shade. They have a couple different shades, and I really enjoy just using my finger. It's like the Becca one. It's like emollient like that, but this one's not quite as creamy. It's a little bit of a stiffer formula, so I find it's a little bit easier to be thinner with it. And I really, have been enjoying it. I'll use it to correct like redness as well. So yeah, I've been loving that so much, really a lot. I guess this is the last thing I don't want to forget. It's just little, the mirror broke, I don't even know how many years ago, but these are just like little blotter papers, and I'll keep this in my purse sometimes, but not even that much. I am not someone who touches up at all. I'm like horrible at it. I always like am out getting drinks or whatever, and I look in the mirror and I'm like, what is going on? And usually I have no options to fix it, and then I just go back out there and forget that exchange happened to myself in the mirror. So anyway, that's what my new drawer looks like. I'm pretty dang happy with that. Really, I want with this declutter to just get rid of the bulk of things that I know aren't going to get used. There's no possible realm or, parallel universe in which I will use them because I don't like the formulas. I know they don't work for me. Maybe they are like a chore to use. They gotta go. So I feel happy that that happened with this, and let's move on to the next category. I think I'm gonna zoom us in. I don't like when it's too tight. Sometimes it's claustrophobic. I feel like when I'm watching other people's declutters, because of course I like watching them. But this is my brow drawer. So I have a lot of stuff. Maybe I'll just get it all out here. I'm gonna start by picking the things. Oh my gosh, there's like little hairs. I'm like really trying not to have them be in here, but I'm gonna pick the things I know I wanna use. So these Rowan brow pencils are like my new loves, mostly because the price, like on BoxyCharm, like $5, and these are like $26 normally. Really like the color. I get the shade medium. The formula is like stiff, which is something I enjoy, and I am lazy, so I just like remove the caps and never put them back when I use them. So keeping those. I also love my CoverGirl Easy Breezy Brow, so I'm keeping the one I have opened, my backup. I think I might have another backup. I didn't bring all of the backups that I kind of have of like mascaras and just different things like that I sometimes get through PR or whatnot, but yeah, I'm gonna keep that. This is absolutely horrific. I don't love it, from CoverGirl. It's the Clean Fresh Brow Gel. Do not suggest. Absolutely hate it, getting rid of that. The Persona Brow products, I picked out initially the blonde one. They sent this to me, but the blonde was just pretty green on my brows, so that was a no. And then they sent me the warm brown, and I tried making this work. It's not nearly as warm as it could be, so I think I'm still kind of seeing if this one could work for me, so I'm gonna keep that one, but I'm definitely gonna get rid of the blonde. I have two brow pencils that are more skinny. This one's from CoverGirl. They're both a little bit dark. Sometimes I do like that dark look in my tail. So I feel like because there's like this possibility that I could use them up, it's like just hard for me just to get rid of it to do it. Always with brow products. It's such a utilitarian part of my makeup, you know, routine and collection. So I'll probably honestly just keep those around. I have this Anastasia one. This is the brow definer, so it's that chunkier kind of thing. And this is the shade Taupe. I do like that as well, so I'm gonna keep that. Mostly I just wanna use that one up. I wouldn't repurchase. I have these two brow gels from Essence. These are pretty good. They don't have the hold that I love. I don't think the fibers in them are nearly as like, I don't know, as strong as I want, I guess. So this one is the color Soft Brownie Brows, and this one's Blondie Brows. I wanna see the difference because I was kind of using them right next to each other at the same time. I kind of just wanna see. They're not that different. I might keep the blonde one. I think I'm gonna get rid of the brownie brows. I don't think this is the right formula for me, but I didn't hate them. So I think keeping one shade in case I run out of the CoverGirl and haven't quite purchased something or whatever, I think I feel okay keeping that. I have two unopened things here. This is the brow definer, which is that triangular one. What color? This is in medium brown. So this is probably a little too dark for me. And because it's that chunkier one, I would probably want to use something this dark in my tail. So I'll probably pass that on. I'm sure I can find someone who would love to try that. And then I have this from Tarte. It's the Busy Gal Brows. I think I picked this up more recently. It's like a thin brow gel spoolie thing. So I'm gonna keep that, try it out. And then I always keep this, well, I always open it and then it's like technically been opened even though I haven't used it, but whatever. I'm gonna keep this. I always keep this because you know what, if I ever get the hankering to do that dip brow, I have it. So yeah, that's part of something with this decluttering, kind of the mode and mindset I've been in with decluttering. I think in the past I would be like, oh, I'm not using it, so I should get rid of it. But I don't know, it just doesn't have any harm keeping it since my, tastes have been changing so much lately. So that's the brow stuff done. Mascara should be another pretty easy one. A lot of these are just gonna be kind of old, I feel like, but we'll see. This Jane Iredale I really quite enjoyed, but I've been using it long enough that it is getting a little dry, and I do find that it kind of flakes now. It didn't do that initially, so I think it's just kind of past its point. I'm trying really hard to keep it to that 3 months because I can be pretty bad about that. So this is just gonna have to go again just because it's used. It's getting close to the end of its life of like actually being gone as well. This Lottie London mascara, I'm gonna use it a couple more times. I like to give mascara like a little bit of time because my first impressions aren't always the best. Like sometimes I just need that extra wear. I do love that the wand on this one is like quite thin. And usually do like a brush, but this is like a plastic bristle, but I'm gonna keep that one for now. Definitely, I just opened it. This Milk mascara I really disliked actually, so it's new, but it flaked immediately, the formula in this one. I removed the outer packaging. They sent this to me, but it had this like gummy, weird outer packaging that texturally I couldn't stand, and I just thought it would get so dirty, so I just removed that. It's odd. Yeah, it's just so flaky, so that's not a good one. I remember like specifically being out with friends and going into the bathroom and being devastated. So that has to go. I just opened up this Item Beauty lash snack. I think I got it in my BoxyCharm, but it's a very interesting wand. I actually like how tiny it is. I've only used it once, so again, I'm gonna keep that. I feel like the Tarte Man Eater has a little bit more time, and this one was really surprising how much I liked it. It has this fat wand. It's like plastic bristle. It's everything I never thought I would like, but honestly, it looks pretty good on my lashes. So I'm gonna keep that, use it a little longer. This Bite Beauty, honestly, if you're gonna make a small size mascara, you have to make something that's practical. And I don't know, I'm trying to like show you guys how squatty this brush is. I mean, I have to almost poke myself in the eye just to get the brush close enough to like my lashes to apply it. It's absolutely not worth the trouble. And I don't know, it's like, did anyone try applying their mascara with this mini before they made it? I don't know. So yeah, that's gonna go. That's just not worth, honestly, the hassle. And then this needs to go as well, the Essence Lash Princess Volume. It's just too old at this point. So I don't remember like loving it. I don't know. So I just have the 3 right now, and I feel great about that. All right, next we have a million eyeliners. These are all like pencil liners. Some of them are twist ups. Some of them, I would say a majority of them are pencils. Those are my preferred eyeliners, and this is the eyeliner I like to use, so I actually enjoy having quite the selection. This one I might speed up. I'm trying to really like, you know, just let it be this long video, and you guys can kind of skip around and peace out when you want to. But I feel like it's just gonna take forever if I do that. So I think I might kind of dissect what I want to get rid of, what I want to keep, and then kind of go from there. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so I obviously, I'm keeping quite a bit. I'm keeping all my browns because that's my most used category. I'm realizing the Pixie one I use all the time isn't in here. It must have somehow snuck in with my brushes or something. I ended up getting rid of a couple purples because of the formula. So I'm getting rid of this tint one and this Glossier Play. The Glossier Play, just the formula, I remember using it in the past, but it's just like a little dry and kind of patchy. So those two are gonna go. I really like the blues I have some like pink / reds. The greens are great. The golds and yellows, the Raw Beauty Christie one, this one was the only one out of all of them that was like dry and was breaking, so that has to go. This is a gold liner, and I had 2 that were like practically the same color, so I kept the Urban Decay one that's in a pencil like sharpenable form because that is my preferred thing over the twist up, so I'm gonna get rid of that. And then I had 3 black liners, and I just felt like, I don't know, I don't use black a lot. It's pretty harsh on my, you know, eyes and stuff. So I ended up getting rid of this Fenty Beauty one because, again, the other ones I have are, well, this one's from Urban Decay. It's a little like less black. The Persona one's super black, and then this one kind of falls in between, but again, just I don't love the twist ups, so I thought I could get rid of that. Everything else I'm keeping. I mean, I like having, like I said, the variety, but if you wanted to know what kind of my favorite thing right now is, are definitely like a shimmery metallic almost liner in some type of like bronze or like a darker rose gold, something like that you can put on the lash line, the lower lash line, and kind of smudge out, kind of tight line with. Kind of this sexy shimmery look that you can top with shadows or not. That's what I'm like super into. I think that looks great. So anyway, these are gonna go into the container I have. The last section that I have in that drawer that I keep those other products we went through in, or what am I saying? Whatever. This is the last part of that drawer anyway. I have my primers here, my eye primers. I just got the Pat McGrath one Yeah, this is not very good so far, but I'm gonna keep using it. Then I have the Urban Decay eye primer potion thing. I'm gonna keep that, and then I just re-upped on the NYX glitter glue because the old one I had was like, I don't know, 7 years old, and I thought my eyes deserve it. So yeah, I'm gonna keep all of these. I don't use these as primers as much anymore. I would say that I use like cream shadows that set down as primers a lot more, but I'm still gonna keep these around. In this drawer, I have some different stuff. This is a liquid liner pen from Estate. I don't even know how I got this. It's pretty black. I know I haven't used this much, but I like to keep one around, so I'll keep that. I love my little stamps. I'm not even going to stamp myself because these things really, they just stay. But although these are like quite old, well, the Aquarius stamp that I have isn't, but the heart one I have is quite old. They still work, and even after the inks dried up, you can use these as stamps with other products, so I'm keeping both of those. This is something from the Elixir mixing medium from Lethal, but it looks really dried up. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, so I might get rid of that. It's like, there's no way that this is supposed to be like this because I just got this sent to me in PR more recently, like the end of last year. So that seems like there was an issue. I don't know if I didn't close the lid. It didn't leak out. It's just like evaporated. I have this lit, glue for like glitter and stuff. I always keep it around. I never actually use it. I don't know if it's still good to be used on the eyes, but I probably will keep it. Honestly, same with this lash glue. I don't use lash glue a lot because I don't wear fake lashes much, but I'll keep it around, you know. It has its little place here. It's its home. I know that if I ever wanted to, I know where it is. So I'm gonna keep that. Okay, this is like my liquid shadow section, and I really love these from Lethal. These are from the Berlin collection, I believe, and they're super, let's see if I can get something going. Okay, they're really like glittery, shimmery, topper type stuff. Like, they're so pretty. So I'm definitely gonna keep these. I have the silver, like white one, and then there's like a golden one. Oh yeah. I think those are just so pretty. So I definitely want to keep those. Those ones were sent to me, but I picked up this one in Breach, and I was hoping it would be a similar formula, but this one's not quite as shimmery, like in the same way, especially once you blend it out. Like, I love the color, but once you blend it out, it's a little less, like, it's really not as special. And I feel like I have cream shadows that do this. So unfortunately, I think I'm gonna actually, it's so tough because it is so pretty. No, I know it doesn't work. I know the formula doesn't work for me, so I'm gonna get rid of that. Unfortunately, I really don't want to. I want it to just work, but it doesn't. I have this Ciate London liquid shadow. This is like a multi-chrome. This is quite pretty. It mostly looks bronze, but then it can be green and gold and also orange. I might keep that one around. I really haven't given that a shot. I have this from Mae Beauty. It's like a bronze shimmery color. I definitely think I'm gonna keep this and give it a try. This is like my type of one shadow look right now, especially this specific kind of bronze that's like warm and cool at the same time. So I'm gonna keep that. This is like the one thing from REM Beauty that I quite like. It's the liquid shadow in Fembot, and it's really pretty, you guys. So beautiful. If you really love, I think it's called Moon Magic in the Huda palette, the rose quartz. This is like a liquid shadow version of that. So I'm gonna keep that for sure. And then I have these Danessa Myrics, and I'm gonna keep them even though I know the formula doesn't really work for me, because I'm wondering if there's a way. Like, how does she make them look so beautiful? Why can't I do it? I want these to work so bad. They're so pretty, especially this one. That's the shade, so you guys know. Bay. And then this one's not as shimmery, but it's more like this ethereal kind of glow going on. And this is the shade Twin Flames. So I don't know. I feel like as opposed to like this one, which it's like patchy, this is just like more sheer than I expected, but I'm like, maybe I can still make that work. Like, you know what I'm saying? That could still work for me, whereas this, I feel like it doesn't build up. It's It's not working. So I'm gonna keep those. Okay. Then we have these Flower Beauty liquid shadows, and I was hoping these would be like the Josie Maran liquid shadows. They are not. They are not. So these are all gonna go into the bad bin. Like, if you watched a video, I talked about like, don't buy these products. I already made one of those this year. These were in them. Beautiful packaging. Product, absolutely horrible, honestly. I am so sad to say. This is the Vesca Moonlit Dream Cream Shadow. This is actually quite pretty. I might move where this cream shadow goes though. Again, I've been getting into cream shadows, and this is something too with the decluttering, right? Like, I would say a year ago, I wasn't that into cream shadows. Now I am. Like, you know, it just goes back and forth. So that's why it's like, if formulas work for me, if things like that, I already own these products. I already have them. I'd love to be able to shop my stash and use the products I already have, rather than feeling like I need to get rid of them because I'm not using them in this exact moment, you know? But this is quite pretty. I haven't tested on the eyes yet, so I'm hoping it works for me. But it's quite beautiful. It's very shimmery. Moving on to these sections here, I don't think anything's gonna change. I have my Slayfire glitters. I really don't use these glitters, even though these are supposed to be like eco-friendly ones. I still don't even really use those, but I have them. And again, it's kind of like, well, I already have them. If something came up and I was gonna use them, I'd be happy that I already have something and I don't need to go out and buy something else. So keeping those, especially too, if I were to do something body-wise, I feel like they'd still be perfect for that. So I'm gonna keep them. I'm that person that will keep things until the time comes, man. And so I feel like that moment could happen. I don't know when, and I don't plan on getting any more, but you know, these are those like water activated type of liners. Again, don't use those usually on an everyday basis, but I'm not gonna get rid of them. They were sent to me from OMFG Cosmetics a while ago at this point, but again, like, they just have their own little home. It's not a big deal to me to keep them. So they're staying. And then last, I have some gel liners from Lethal, and I'm gonna also keep these. I think the colors are really pretty. I probably would use these more as bases if I were to use them more often. And again, I don't use them a ton, but I have no reason I feel like to get rid of them either. So that's this drawer. Again, I feel pretty good. It's more for me about just getting rid of stuff that I know is not gonna work, that's kind of clogging up, and I'm fine with the rest. So yeah, there's that. I'm trying to figure out if we should do blushes or highlighters next, but I think we'll do highlighters. It might be the yeah, I think it'll be the easiest to get to. All right, this is one section of my highlighters. This is most of my powder highlighters. So I love highlighter. Man, I do love it. I love having like a million good ones. I just want them to be good. That's the issue, right? So yeah, let's get into it. Back here, I have my Hourglass strobe highlighter palette. I'm definitely gonna keep that since I have it. I do think the formula is pretty good. This is one I bought after it was discontinued, and like seriously, Charlotte Tilbury needs to come out with this formula. Like, why was this discontinued? This is the Gold Bar palette. This is like what I'm after, okay? This is what I'm after. Can we get these in single pan form? Can we get them in like 2 more shades? Like do 5 of them at a time? This is what I want, okay? I love these kind of baked gelée type formulas where they're thin, quite reflective, but they don't really accentuate texture. There's not like a powderiness to them. You can kind of apply them more subtly. You can apply them more shiny. Like they're just perfect. I love this. I'm very happy to have it. And I don't know why some of these older formulas are no longer, because they're so good. Seriously, what the heck? We already know I'm going to keep all my Kaleidos highlighters. I don't know if you really want to see them all swatched, but there's a lot of fun ones in here. And at this point, these are kind of the fun highlighters that I have. I do think that, you know, these kind of colorful multi-chrome, duochrome highlighters can be really pretty, especially with like a clean look of like not much going on the eyes and just letting the skin show through. So I want to keep them around. I also, you know, get quite a bit of PR from Kaleidos, so it's nice to have as new things come out and compare stuff. So Mars Melter is a really beautiful one. It's more peachy with a lot of shimmer. That's absolutely beautiful. I feel like Skywalker is another one if you like those more like purpley blue type of sparkly highlighters. I'm so sad that they got rid of Laser Glazer. This is one that I feel like is so special. It's like green with a little bit of a red pink base. Definitely keeping that. They have their 2 multi-chrome. So I believe Prophecy came out first. And these are, if you want like a multi-chrome highlighter that's like sparkly and shifty, this is it. I mean, you can use this on the eyes, you can use this as a topper. They are really beautiful powders. I have the gifted one too, which is the newer one. Again, really quite pretty, keeping that. Ray Rider is the best for me for like every day. I actually took this and put it in my makeup drawer more recently and really do quite enjoy the formula. It's like right at the most powdery that I'll allow, as in I enjoy still. So I do really like this. It's not baked in gelée, but the shine on it is really quite nice. And again, even though it's still more powdery, it doesn't look powdery, I guess. So I really like that one. Last four, we might as well. We have Moon Cruiser. This is quite similar to Skywalker to me. This one has more pink maybe in it. We have Comet Catcher. This one's more just like a duochrome pink type thing. These swatches are not sufficient. I think I have a video on all the highlighters. So there's Solar Sailor, which is like a golden duochrome, like high shine gold. And then the Diamond Dasher, which is like a pink, very sparkly, more neutral toned highlighter. So I'm gonna keep all of those, definitely. I guess I'll put the ones I probably will wear the most up front so they're easy to see, because in my drawer some of the times that can get pushed back a little, but I really want to use the Mars Melter. Okay, I think that's like a good way for me to put them in like the way I'll use them most. Okay, on the front part of that section, we'll move it back a little. I love most of these highlighters. This is the Pat McGrath highlighter that came out for holiday this year. So stunning. I'm so glad I actually bought this, because I have this tendency to want stuff but then not get it and then realize later, oh, I wish I bought that. So so pretty, like the type of formula I want, type of formula I love. Ooh, I love it. So happy I got this. I think I got it on a really good deal too. I think I bought it when it was like half off, and I'm glad I snagged it. You guys know, if you watch my channel, I love my Natasha Denona ones. This is the regular glow, and I love this for a more subtle look. It's so pretty. It's shiny without being metallic. So if that's like more your style, this one's beautiful. Again, kind of the most powdery I'll go. It's still really a beautiful formula. And then if you want that really high shine glow, the Super Glow's the way to go. I love that one, love both of those. So yeah, keeping those. I recently picked up the Charlotte Tilbury, the new one, the Pillow Talk multi-glow, and I got Romance Light. I watched a lot of reviews because I didn't want to pick this up and it be something I don't enjoy, but I'm happy to say that it is a nice formula. It's definitely more on that shiny side. Color-wise, I don't love it. It's a little bit pink, you know, when you really blend it all together, but so far I'm liking it. I love the packaging. It's definitely not a bad product, so I'm very happy that that's the case, that I don't hate it. So I'm gonna keep that. I mean, this is just superior though, for sure. Like, come on, just do this. Just do a quilted pattern of this. Can you do that, please? Don't make us beg. Like this, why? Why not just do that? This is superior for sure still. Okay, anyway. Then we have the Ciate London. This is the Moon Dust highlighter, and this one's quite pretty as well. It's a little metallic and a little powdery, but it's still kind of thin. I think it still has some promise. I want to give it more time. It has, yeah, again, some promise to it. So I'm not going to get rid of that either. Have I gotten rid of one highlighter? I think I will though, actually, soon. We could do these ones. I know I have some PR ones I want to get rid of. So from Revolution Beauty, they sent me this. This is the Batman one, and it's just too powdery. Honestly, it's just thick. Like, it's a thick powder. I like a thin powder. So that's just definitely formula-wise not something for me. Then I have these ones from Urban Decay from the Eternals collection. Okay. We do not want that showing my face. What's going on? This is just not quite the highlighter color I want. I do have a golden highlighter I'll show you in a second, but I'm gonna use that always over this. So I just don't feel like the need to double up. And then this one, it's a pretty bronze color, but again, formula-wise, it's just like a thicker formula. I just don't really enjoy when you put your finger in, it's like grippy. Like, I don't wanna, that's like more eyeshadow type of formulas to me than for the highlighter. I want that thin, glassy thing going on. So these are gonna go as well. Unfortunately, this LYS Beauty one, this is the lightest shade in Aim High, I think. Oh, Brave. It's in the shade Brave, and it's just a little too dark for me. It's so pretty. I feel like the formula would really be something I'd be into. And when the light hits it, it doesn't look too bad, but the base on it's just slightly too dark. Even for summer, I just don't, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna pass that on to someone who I think it will work really well for. It's a great formula. It's just, you know, it just doesn't work for me. I have the Bobbi Brown. I love this shimmer brick. You guys know that. I've had this for like ever. Oh, I love this. I wish there were more colors of this. I know they have quite a few, but I don't know if any of those would really work for me. I just want another one because it's so pretty. So keeping that. The Laura Mercier, I want to give more of a chance as well. This is that Baked Radiance. This was quite the hit back in the day as well. Definitely more of that subtle kind of glow, but man, there's something special about this powder, I think. So I want to unlock the magic. I really do. So I'm going to keep that as well. I have my Becca powders over here. And, you know, because Becca's no longer, I really don't think I'm going to get rid of any of these. But we'll go through them. I have this one in Rose Quartz. I need to use them again, though. I feel like I kind of put them away. Probably because you can't get them anymore. But, man, this is a beautiful highlighter formula. One of my favorites is the collab Berlin Girl Glow. I love this one. So unique. It's like almost has like a blue shift to it, but it's still like very neutral. So I'm keeping that. This is the Pearl shade, probably my least used one because it's just so stark, but this is like one of the starker highlights that still can look kind of natural because it just melts into the skin so well. I have the Year of the Pig. This needs to be repressed. I probably have told you that probably last time I decluttered. So I need to just sit and do it. Because I want to use that. These have a tendency to break because this is this is so old, you guys. The packaging is gummy, like, oh, it's bad, but I'm not gonna get rid of it. So I repressed that one as well. That one broke at one point. So keeping the Beccas that I have, this guy is so old and I'm kind of contemplating getting rid of it because let's open it. I'm like tapping it off hoping. You guys remember these Wet n Wild collections? Man, I was like so into them. This is the Moon Tears. I was so excited to get my hands on this. I used it more recently. It is a stunning highlight. I don't think I'm gonna get rid of it. I thought I would, but seeing it here, it is just so beautiful. It really is. It's my only loose highlight. I know it can be intense, like a little goes the longest way, but I just feel like I'd be getting rid of it only because I'm like, well, I haven't used it in a long time, but that's not really what I'm trying to do with the declutter right now, of like, well, just because I haven't used it. So anyway, you guys probably know that. I probably repeated myself a million times on that. So I'm gonna keep it. I was like ready to potentially get rid of it, but the swatch convinced me. It's a pretty color. The formula is nice and shimmery, and I thought it was gonna be more metallic, I guess, on my hand than it is. So I don't know, I kept it. Okay, this is a pretty thick stack of stuff, so let's go through that. I have this Elsie highlighter. This is in the shade Luna. Really love this. Underrated. I don't feel like anyone's talking about this. Elsie stuff in general, like they have solid products. I feel like they do just like good stuff. So I definitely want to try more from the brand, and I really like this highlighter. So I'm definitely keeping that. I have two Fenty, it's like stuck in here. I have two Fenty highlighters. I have What a Brat, absolutely stunning. Yeah. It's like what Barbie dreams are made of. It's like shimmery, it's glittery. I really love these Killawatt ones that are sparkly. I used to think they're not good. Like I remember when Trophy Wife came out, that's what this one is. I just didn't think I would use it or like it, but it's so beautiful and sheer. You could build it up if you want, but the sparkle on it's just stunning. So it's a very unique product. Definitely keeping that. This is gonna go Makeup by Mario. I just don't like the formula of this. This is the Soft Glow Highlighter in Pearl. I had the one in Opal. I think it's the lighter shade. Actually, like the formula of that one, didn't like the color. So then I got this color and I was so excited, but I don't think the formulas are the same. This is just too subtle, too powdery, not enough shine. It just doesn't work for me. I do not like it. Every time I try to give it one more shot, I think maybe now is the time. It's just never gonna work. It's not like it's not my style right now. It's just like not good to me. So that has to go. Unfortunately, that's going into the bad bin. I love this Milk Makeup highlighter. This is in the shade Flex. No, Lit. I think it's the Flex. Yeah, it's the Flex highlighter in Lit. I wish they would, I mean, they discontinued these, I think. These were some great powder highlighters from Milk Makeup. You know, it's like all the good powder highlighter formulas just have gone. What's up with that? The Flower Beauty, this one is bad, y'all. Bad. If you like a chunky highlighter, it's for you. It's like literally flaky. It literally looks flaky. If you like that, man, this is the highlighter you need. I don't want that. And I don't even want to use it as a topper or on my eyes. Like, I don't want to do any of that. So that's definitely going into the bad bin. A lot of these I really love. I love this Pixie highlighter. You guys know that. Like, definitely keeping, I say this all the time, I still want to get the other duo that they have. So keeping that beautiful. I love my Nabla. I mean, you can see the wear. I wear this quite often. Again, love this formula. Like, this is the type of formula I want. Ooh, so good, so good. I quite like this Persona one. I hope they come out with new powder highlighters in the 2022. That's like, I'm putting it out there. I hope they do. This is the Laguna one. You can't get these anymore. They're like kind of discontinuing them, I think. This seems like it's gonna be Stark, but it has this really beautiful gold. And every time I wear it, I really like the way it looks. But in the pan, it's definitely not as exciting as I want some of the other ones to be. But I'm gonna keep it because I'm telling you, my memories of this is like, again, every time I wear it, I really like it. This is from Odin's Eye. I did an unboxing, like a mystery box unboxing video, and I got this baby in there. It is a blue highlighter, sparkly, shifty. It's quite pretty. It's definitely not my normal highlight situation. I think I might keep this around for a little bit though, again, just because it's not my normal now. I mean, I don't know. I think I might keep it around. This I purchased after the fact. You can't get these anymore. They're discontinued from Too Faced. This is the highlighter in Love Light, Blinded by the Light. I never picked this up back in the day. I think I remember seeing Manny MUA not like these, or someone didn't like these. I watched some review, some video, someone saying they're not good. And I don't know what they're talking about. Again, just the type of highlighter I like these were the formulas, y'all. They were the formulas. And then last, I think we got to the last one in powder form, at least here. This is from Beauty. It is the highlighter in Miss Mercury. And it was a little bit powdery, you guys. Like, that's what I remember, but I feel like I want to give this one another chance to where I'm really wearing it like 4 days in a row. Like 4 days in a row, committing to this baby, and just seeing if that's true, or if I find a way to work with it, or if it's the foundation, you know, like a different brush, put a spray on before or after, like all the things, so I can really get an idea if this should go in the bad bin or not. So I'll keep it for now. And yeah, that's the highlighter drawer. I feel like I have some good stuff. I mean, I love my highlighters. I really do. This is my, like, one of my favorite parts of my collection, I would say right now. And like the thing that I like having a lot of, I don't mind as long as they're good, you know? So love that, keeping those. All right, the last of my highlighters here. Most of these are cream. There's a few powders hanging out. So yeah, we'll get into this. This might be where I declutter a little bit more, I feel like. So first, I know I'm gonna keep my Charlotte Tilbury. I just used this the other day and I really loved the way my skin looked. And this is one, I don't know why, I use it more like a primer. I just like that look a little bit more, I think, with it. I wanna try this Spotlight wand because I have one. You'll see in my blushes, I use it more for a blush. The shine on them is so good. It's so beautiful. So, okay, anyway, keeping that. This Tarte one, it's just not that great. I was using this for a while back in the day. It's just not that good. So, it's not horrible, whatever, but I do prefer a powder at the moment. I know creams and liquids are all the rage, and I can get into a cream and I can get into a liquid, so I don't want to just get rid of everything just because it's not, again, the thing I'm into right now. But this is not one I feel like a desire to use. Like, yeah. I know that I'm gonna want to probably try other stuff anyway. This it's the Glowy Super Gel. I think I might put this into, again, the primer section. I don't really like it as a highlighter. For a long time, it's not been something I really love, but I've kind of like wanted to make it work. So I might move that also into my primers and just see if it gets some use. I think it was in my primers and then I moved it in my highlighter drawer to see if it get used there. Now it's moving back. I don't know. That might be something I reevaluate a little later of like, okay, girl, you don't like it. Just get over it. You don't like it. I have this mini Ilia. Let's see if this is good still, because that's my issue. I don't know if it will be. It doesn't smell really bad. I think I liked this. This is a highlighter, a liquid highlighter I did really enjoy. So that's kind of the difference, I guess, than like the Say one. I did really enjoy this. Maybe I'm gonna keep it for a while. I don't know. When I tried this and really hated it, I even feel like my makeup has changed so much since then even. So I'm gonna keep it around. Okay, there's nothing hurting me doing that. From Marc Jacobs, this is the Sunlit Glow Away or something. It is pretty. I don't love it. I don't think I'm gonna keep that one either. I really don't. Okay, I just don't. I feel like it's a clogger, you know? When I think of the things I want to reach for, I do think that I'd want to buy other things before trying that one even anyway. So that's something, you know. I love this Glossier Play highlighter. I'm going to keep this until it goes bad, honestly. I really like the color. I love the way it looks. I do have to blend it in with my fingers and blend it in kind of fast before it dries on my face, but I really like the shine that it has. So I'm going to keep that one for sure. Okay, 2 more. I kept this Grande Glow. It was in the bad bin. I retried it, and if I blend this out with my fingers, I do really like the look. So this is just, it's such a pretty shine and a beautiful color. So I think I'm gonna keep that one as well. But the Persona, this is the more new, I guess, multi-stick. This is just one of those ones that stays quite dewy, which is not the type of glow I go for. I like a shimmer glow, not a more wet look, because it's actually kind of wet look. Glow. Does that make sense? It's not a look. It's like it is wet and it looks wet because it is. Anyway, this just stays pretty like kind of tacky, and I know some people really like that, so I think it has a place. It's just, and I know I said I'm not gonna declutter stuff just because it's not my thing now, but it's not my thing now. So this is probably gonna go in the bad bin. I could see myself pulling for this if I was talking about like best and worst from Persona or something like that in the future. So it's just not gonna be in my collection. It's going in the bad bin. I have this Steve Laurent highlighter. I did a thing last year where I tried on all my highlighters. Oh yeah, that's pretty. I'm gonna keep that one. I think I could maybe fit all my creams in here. We'll see. I have this Seismic highlighter from ColourPop. It's a little stark, but it is so shiny, and it's one that gives me that like really wet look because it does have these like glitter particles in it. So I'm definitely gonna keep that around. I would love to find a ColourPop Super Shock highlighter that was maybe not quite as like stark on my skin. But you know, I haven't found that yet, and I'm gonna keep this until then, or even maybe during then. Okay, this Fluid highlighter, I've kept this around a long time, and it can be so pretty. It's a very like goopy highlighter, but it kind of has the same issues as the Persona. I mean, this looks so wet, you guys, so wet. If you were using it on the body, it'd be so pretty. Or if you don't mind, again, that kind of, you know, definitely not a dry down. Definitely, you can feel it. And almost like on my cheeks, it feels heavy. I can like feel it on my cheeks, and I don't like that feeling. So although it's beautiful, again, just the formula doesn't work for me. So I think I'm actually gonna finally get rid of that one. It's so pretty, even on, but again, that formula just doesn't work for my life, you know? So it has to go. This one I'm so sad for, and I might go purchase it again. This is from, well, I got it sent to me initially, but I might go repurchase it because I really love it. It's from Tokyo Milk. It is a highlighter that they have. It's cream, and it's dried up quite a bit in here, but it is so pretty. I used this the other day. It's definitely thicker than it should be, and I do find that kind of like hurts blending it out. It's just not as seamless as it once was, but I want it back. I have this RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. This one I might keep and try. I'm gonna smell it. I know they're more natural. I think it's okay though. This one might, I feel like I haven't really tried it enough. It might be too tacky for me, like after trying it more, but it is really pretty. So I'm gonna keep it and just see if I can get on with it. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I just don't have enough experience, honestly. These are most of my creams, and I kind of like having them just in the one container for now. We'll see. And then I just have some, like this is just kind of random. So I have this highlighter from Revolution Beauty. This is quite pretty. I want to give it more of a chance. It might not be quite shiny enough. I know it looks really good in the light right here, but I don't know. I need to give it more of a shot on my skin. It has potential though. It does have potential. So I'm going to keep that. I was like pining after this for forever. And probably like, I don't know, I guess at this point, it's probably like a month ago I bought that. So yeah, I'm going to keep that. I think I could probably fit it into the other thing. So we'll see if I do that. This is from Marc Jacobs, and it's an eyeshadow, but I have it in my highlighter drawer because I think that's where I'll use it. I want to try it. It's a little bit newer. It's kind of subtle. I don't know how long it will stay in my collection. We'll see. I have this MAC highlighter, the Year of the Tiger one. I feel like I have a love-hate relationship with this, honestly, you guys. It looks so shiny, like it's gonna be so great, but I find on my skin it doesn't really have the shine I expect. It's so odd. It's almost like a similar formula to the eyeshadows from that palette I don't like, in that it's like surprising how unshiny such a shiny powder can be. I don't know. So I'm gonna keep it. Again, I'm gonna try to get some final thoughts on it, but it's definitely, like, it feels like it's on a chopping block. This from Vesca, this is the Wish highlighter, and this is one I really don't quite love, first impressions wise. It has quite a peachy base on it, and also, again, the shine doesn't seem too promising. I've used it a couple times. I'm gonna try to get more thoughts, but again, these are all just kind of like, I don't know, should I keep them or not? Same with this Lethal. I'm going to give it another go, but again, initially, really not the formula for me. Like, really not it. Which I'm surprised. I really thought I was going to like it. I'm kind of sad I don't, but I'm going to give it another shot. Maybe, you know, really buffing it. Some highlighters need a buffing or a denser brush. Some need a fan brush. Some need a little bit of spray before or after. So, yeah. These are all chopping block ones. And then last in here, I think I do have some Salt highlighters. Yeah, cream highlighters from Salt, New York. I think they're still good. I mean, they seem fine. So I'll probably, yeah, keep those around. I do think these are quite beautiful cream highlighters. Let's see if I can get them in here. The two different colors I have. So I'll probably keep those. I wish that they had just like little compacts. I do wish that was a possibility with Salt, because I feel like I would reach for them more if they weren't put in here where I can't see them, and I could have them even just like in something like this. I think I would, again, reach for them more. All right, we are on to blushes, guys. These are all my blushes, palettes, singles, creams. Like, I got a lot going on. We'll see. I don't know what I'm gonna keep, what I'm not. Well, yeah. It's just where my heart takes me / what I think is going. I don't know. Let's do it. Okay. I'm going to start with palettes. I really like the Becca palettes I have. I know you can't get them anymore, and that makes me so sad, but I don't really want to just get rid of them because of that. I really don't. So I think I'm going to keep this one around. I do. The Prismatica one. I'm going to keep it. I have the Natasha Denona blush palette again. Ugh. I mean, these are not my normal colors. There's some interesting finishes in here. I don't know. I'm trying to be realistic. I'm trying to think about what I'll want to use. Like, just all the things, you know? Like, will I ever want to use it? I do like that it has this. I don't know. I think I'm going to keep it for now. The fact that I'm on the fence, it's like I don't have to get rid of anything. I have space. I can keep it. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but instead of feeling like, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm going to get rid of it. Instead of making that choice, I'm wanting to try to make the choice to use it. Okay, you don't know, then use it and figure out that choice. You know what I mean? And this is one of the products that makes me say that, because this Kevyn Aucoin highlighter palette, this should be in the highlighters. Why is it in here actually? Wait. Anyway, well, it was a perfect little segue. This palette, I wanted so bad because it's so pretty, and I got it and was disappointed by it. And so I was like, I want to get rid of it. But I kind of put it in this, you know, the bad bin situation. Didn't get around to decluttering it. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go back in there. I'm going to try this stuff out. This highlighter is one of my favorites now. So, you know, just sometimes you're not in the right place at the right time for different products. And so I'm allowing myself, again, with things I've already bought, they're already mine, I already own them, giving myself some time to try them and to use them instead of feeling like, if, you know, I haven't used it in X amount of time, then I have to. Anyway, okay. Keeping that, putting it in highlighters. I really like this face palette from Becca as well. I'm gonna keep that. Like, I don't see any reason to let go of it. I think I could actually use this so much more, like, every day. I'm gonna do a Shop My Stash very soon. So this I might make myself put in there, because the bronzer, I use this kind of as a bronzer. It has a actual bronzer. It has a beautiful blush. It has this kind of setting powder, but it's really kind of glowy. So this might be a good palette to be using every day. So yeah, I might do that in my Shop My Stash. Hopefully I remember. More palettes in the back here. This is from Sigma. It's the Core de Rosa, and I do like overall the tones in here. It has some pretty blushes. Like, I think this one's really good. I kind of want it just in a single though. It just is so much blush. I really do enjoy like a duo, a blush duo, maybe a blush and highlighter duo, a trio at most. So it's just a lot in here, I feel like. And I do like something maybe a little more sheer than some of these tones. It's pretty though. It's pretty. This might be another one I keep around. We'll see. This Sigma Cinderella one. Beautiful highlighter in here. And then a really peachy blush. Okay, another Becca palette. This is beautiful. This one's so good. I think at some point I'll finally be able to let go of the Prismatica one, but this is just like so everyday, so pretty. I love these kind of like baked formulas. That's like another thing I really am into right now, like baked highlighters, baked blushes. Like, I want those. So keeping that. I know this declutter is kind of like a collection and declutter. You know, I thought about it. I think I am gonna get rid of this actually. I see myself wanting singles, so I'm gonna let go of that. I'm gonna let go. That feels good. I think that's a good choice. Natasha Denona Bloom, really quite like this. I remember really loving it, and it's been a while, so I'd really love to reconnect and use that guy. Okay, I have some Kosas blush duos, and I really want to use, this one's the peachy one. I do love a peachy blush. I don't mind having like literally almost the same color in my blushes across the board. If I'm using them and enjoying them, I don't care. Those are the colors I like to use. This one I definitely want to use more too. This is the Contra Chroma, I think, color. This is so pretty as a blush. Like, this is really what I'm into. Something light and easy. I can, you know, punch it up if I want to, but for every day, it's like kind of brown. Yeah, I want to keep those. I really love the formula of these Vivid blushes as well. I just took the pan off of this shade, so I'm not going to swatch it, but I really loved this one. This is the color Crossover. I got these from Yes Style initially, but I don't know if they're sold there still. And I picked up other colors because I love that one so much. And these aren't my typical colors, but I do think that they're pretty. And again, the formula is nice and sheer and has a little shimmer to it. So I'm going to keep those for sure. I really love the Pat McGrath formula of blush. This is the shade Flirtatious. So I'm going to keep that. I do like it. I want to get the other one, Desert Orchid maybe, or whatever the other warmer one is, but I'm definitely keeping that one. Love my Illamasqua blush in Lover. I just used this the other day as well. It looks so good. It always looks so good. Oh, I love it. I'm never going to get rid of it. I don't care. Until it literally turns, it will stay mine. So that I'm keeping. Those I'm keeping. All my blushes I am keeping. My NARS Illicit, you guys know I love that. This is another one where it's like that brown, but it's like warm toned, like so good. Love that. This is what makes me want to get rid of this, because I just don't love this as much as those. And again, I know that maybe at some point it could be something I like, but I do think I have something comparable, right? Like in this one, or again, the formula, this is like a matte and I'm pretty into shimmer. And I know, again, maybe I'll be into mattes. Maybe I'll only want matte blushes, but I feel okay in this moment letting go of that too. So these are gonna go. Okay, I feel good about that. I have my Patrick Ta blushes. This one is She's Seductive, a nice like more mauve-y toned one. And then I also have She's Adorable, which is peachy. Definitely keeping both of those. I really like that formula as well. This is one I haven't used a ton, but I feel like this should be my dream. It seems like my dream, the way the formula looks. So this is the I Met Someone Halo Blush Duo from Wet n Wild. I want to keep that. I love this Bobbi Brown duo. Oh, so good. It has like that highlighter formula with the blush. They're very similar, but just different enough. Like, so good. Glad I splurged on that one, keeping that. Okay, I really feel like I have some room to like see some stuff, which is so nice. I always keep my Rockateur blush, another of like my oldest makeup products, but I do love it. I think the formula is so good. I wish that they had more shades. Same with this. This is a new one, but I love this kind of shimmery formula. Definitely keeping that. The Bare Minerals bronzer. I have the shade Kiss of Pink, the lighter one. Really want to keep that. I'm trying to see if I can get everything to kind of fit in in here, but we'll see. I picked up more recently this MAC. I finally got Warm Soul, you guys. This is another one that people like loved for forever, and I just never had, and now I have it. It's okay. It's okay. I don't love it as much as I thought, honestly, to be truthful, but definitely going to keep it. Definitely want to keep using it. Like the formula. It's more the color I thought I would like more. I have some blushes. These came in, I got these from YesStyle. They sent me this Etude House collab with like, it's like a wafer brand or something. This one seems too light. Like this doesn't even seem like a blush. Like what? That's like a face powder. So that's going to go. So that's like, I don't even know what I do with that. This one seems like it could be okay. I haven't tried it yet. It's pretty peachy. This one I might give a chance because it seems subtle and I like that about it. So I'm gonna keep that. I have a Lottie London one. They sent me this. I used it once and again, it was pretty. It's another subtle one. Ooh, it's like brighter though than that one. That makes me excited for that one because it's like more neutral. I'll keep this around a little bit longer, see if I get some more use out of it, especially it's spring, summer, but I don't know if it's my favorite. I have this Becca blush in Songbird. Songbird, okay, so good. Why did I feel like I just discovered Becca so much too late? A little too late, baby. I'm gonna keep it. I'm keeping that. I have some Milani blushes I bought at the beginning of this year. Definitely gonna keep all of these. Just that baked formula. I want the baked formula in everything. I do like this. I wish there was, I need to see the colors in person. I could have all the colors because I do like the formula that much. So it's like, even when I'm feeling like I want a berry, I want a pink, like having all the different colors. So pretty. Definitely keeping those. I love my Clinique Cheek Pops. I'm not getting rid of those. I will keep them till the day I die, obviously. I have my Persona blushes. I have the shades Bubble. This is the newest one. It is bright pink. Be prepared. Be prepared. I've been actually playing with this a little bit, so I'm definitely keeping that. I have Terracotta, which is more of a brown tone blush. Definitely keeping that one. And then I have Carmel maybe. This one's more like mauve-y. I'm keeping that as well. I think they only have one other color, so I should try to get that one. I am affiliated with Persona as well. Just thought I would say that. They sent me, I think, all of those, and then I purchased this off of like BoxyCharm or something. Anyway, these I think it's time to get rid of. I know that I'm not trying to get rid of stuff like What If, and of course there could be a time where I want to do blushes like this, but I just feel like I have so many eyeshadows, and if I really want to do it, like I know I have the skill and could pick the right color to do that look with, so I think it's finally time for me to pass those on. Actually, I could make it happen. I could totally make that look happen even with not having those blushes, and I feel good about that too. This is from Ciate London. It's the shade Burnt, and I really like that for like either a actual like sunburnt type look or like a windswept kind of wind stung look in like a cold month. So that I'm gonna keep as well. This is from Fenty. We have some like really pretty stuff going on with this. Something brighter, you know, a little different. I know I'm like swatching over other stuff and people will probably hate that, but you know, it is what it is. Okay. I'm gonna keep this for sure. I also have that same like similar colors but in matte formulas, and I'm also gonna keep those. I don't have a ton of like really bright colors at the moment, so I'm gonna keep that. Okay. And then last I have this, well, two more actually. I have this Ciate London Little Mini. I'm keeping that. I guess if you want to see it, it's really pretty, just kind of neutral, kind of like all the other colors. And then this Bling Fit one. This is from YesStyle from the brand Caridium, and it's just like a nice peachy shimmery color. So I'm gonna keep that too. So now I'm gonna move on to up here. We have like half creams, half of these powders. These are from Kaleidos. I have a video showcasing and swatching these. It's from their newest collection. I think it was called Smoky Nostalgia, but I'll show you them. This one, I don't know the colors, but there's like a peach one, some really bright fun colors, another bright pink one. I don't need any more bright pink matte blushes, I can tell you that. A kind of, I don't know, girly pink, this kind of bronzy shade, and then last, this one's a really beautiful red. So keeping those definitely. I think I'll put them over here for now. I have some cream blushes. I'm gonna smell all of these, but if these are all good, I'm gonna keep my Glossier blushes. This is a formula I really do like in cream liquid blushes, so I like having all the different colors that I have here, and I hope that'll give me some room to potentially destash some of the other creams that I have, you know, that I don't think will get wear over these, that type of stuff. So let me smell them. We'll see. And I'll probably put them over here. Then I have this Flower Beauty one. I'm going to keep that as well. That one's newer. I love this from Charlotte Tilbury, the Pillow Talk Beauty Wand. This is just stunning color-wise. This as a highlighter is just a little too dark only, but as like a blush highlighter combo, it's the Pillow Talk one. So good. I would love Spotlight so I could have it in my highlighters, but definitely keeping that. I have these two from Danessa Myricks. I got a great deal on these, so I was like, I'm gonna pick them up. I've been using the Ballet Slippers one. That's this color. Really pretty, super pigmented. Like, I was not prepared, but man, it does look really good. I get a little scared when I put it on initially, like I did too much, but you know, after the rest of the look kind of comes together, it really actually does look great. So I do like this formula actually quite a bit. Again, I'm kind of shocked by how much I like it because it seems so pigmented, or more pigmented than I expected, but I'm gonna keep those around. I like the colors I got. This one's maybe a little too pink. I like Ballet Slippers definitely better, but I'm gonna keep that. All right, last we have these cream blushes. Yeah, I wanna get through these. I know I wanna keep the Danessa Myricks Beauty Balm. This is quite glowy, but really beautiful. And I think with less in my collection, I would be able to reach for it more. It's kind of the same as the Charlotte Tilbury in that it's like this in-between of like a blush and a highlighter thing. This one stays, it doesn't stay completely tacky, not in my memory anyway, but I definitely want to keep that one. I'm trying to figure out how the best way I can do this is. These Wander Beauty Balm things are gonna go. I got sent these in PR and I try to make them work, but they're just not really my style. I mean, that color is pretty. Maybe I'll keep that one actually. The red, I don't know if I'm gonna be wearing that. I think I might have some other reds. Let me see what I got. Actually, now I'm all like, this is really pretty. Maybe I should try it. I have this Lila B one. I really love that. It reminds me of the Fenty Glow, which I really also like, the cream Fenty Glow blush. So I'm keeping those for sure. But I have this other, okay, this is, I'm getting red everywhere. This is from Lila B and it's also red. Let's see what the difference is. Oh, this is like a hot red. Like an orangey red. They are very different. Am I gonna wear a color like this? Do I want to? I feel like I have, I could use one of my Glossier ones. So I'm gonna get rid of that from Wander. Keep that one, because again, that color really got me. It got me when I swatched it, honestly. As for this, I think I might also just keep the cloud paint. Okay, let's get this off my finger so I can stop absolutely ruining everything. I have this cloud paint in Dawn, and I just feel like maybe I would go for that. I don't know. I'm not going to get rid of the Lila B. Ugh, I'm not going to do it. Keeping the Lila Bs. Keeping the Danessa Myricks. Keeping the Wander Beauty and the Fenty. Okay, this is the oh, here we go. Another similar red. Oh, it's very sheer. Do I like that more or less? I kind of like it because it feels like it'll be more wearable. I'll keep the Tower 28. I like that one. This I'm going to get rid of. I don't like the formula of the M1, the serum blush. That's going to go. I know they're just kind of like off to the side here. Let me put them in this box. This Emile Cordon, they're going to send me actually the new stuff that they have, but I love this. This is a lip gloss or lip balm and also a cheek product. And it's another kind of like red, but this just looks so natural. Like you're just flushing. It has like a shine to it. It does say a little tacky, but I like this one on my cheek. So that's going to stay. Still smells good too, which is great. This cheek slime, I think it's okay, but the formula on this, sometimes it can get a little patchy almost. Like the way it builds up on itself. It's also color-wise. It's always just been, of all the neutrals that I have, I reach for other things, and then the weirdness with the formula on top of that, it's just like, I think this has to go. I do think that has to go. It's just not as neutral as I want. Also, again, and the formula, it's just like a double whammy of a no. This Kaja, I wanted to like so bad, you guys, but I just didn't love the formula of this. Should I try it again though? That was like earlier last year and I'm like a different person. I don't know how many of these red blushes, like, am I gonna use these? How many do I need? How many? They're different formula. The different formulas. Did I get rid of any blushes? Okay. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. Okay, that's true too. Then this is so different. I want to try that. Like, think of me in the winter. Just, oh, okay. I'm excited for this. Ritual Defy Desire is that color. So maybe doesn't look super successful from the outside, but I do think it's not too bad. All my blushes fit in here. I definitely cleaned out a little bit of bulk of things I really don't think that I'm ever gonna wanna use, especially when I think about I will get new stuff at some point from PR or when a new release launches that seems like something I might like. So yeah, I feel great about that. I have definitely so many fun things to explore, and I'm excited to, this is like one I wasn't expecting to keep, but I'm excited to actually try it again. So, okay. That's blushes done. Okay, the last thing for this basically first half of the declutter, this is my bronzer drawer, and I keep my setting sprays in here as well. So I have the Peach and Lily. This I am still testing. I do seem to like it so far, so I'm gonna keep that. Love my Caudalie one, definitely keeping that. Love my MAC, keeping that. I'm just gonna get rid of the Refresh one from Koki. I just don't have any love. Have so many good ones. I will never reach for this one, so that has to go. And then bronzers, the rest of this is just bronzer city. I've been trying different ones because I just don't feel a connection with like any of my bronzers, like any of them. So many of them don't work for me, but we'll see what happens. Like, I don't like so many of my cream bronzers, but I'm gonna give myself through summer to see if when I'm a little bit more tan that the colors work. This one from Rare Beauty is just so warm and kind of orangey on me. I have to use so little product. You know, the formula blends out decently. It is like dry yet oily. I don't know. It's interesting. Don't love it. This Say bronzer. I love the type of bronzer it is. This color, I don't love it on me. Again, kind of orange, but kind of red. So it's just like not natural. Like, it just doesn't look very natural. So there's that. My Persona one's my favorite one right now as a stick. I've been using this actually a lot more recently. So this one just doesn't blend out as orange as the other ones. It almost looks kind of olive. So yeah, that one I'm definitely keeping and I actually like. I mean, I'm still in the hunt for something like more perfect, but definitely out of what I have, like, is what's doing it. This from ABH, bought this at the beginning of the year. Just very orange. Like, when you start blending it out, it just looks like I have a foundation shade 3 shades lighter or darker. It's just, again, like, all these are just like, I guess I'll give them till summer and see, like, with me potentially having more of a tan if they work, but really they're goners if that doesn't happen. This cream palette from the Cream Shop, this I actually like. Like, I got this from a box term, but these colors look a little bit more natural for sculpting, for bronzing. So those are really the two I do like. These are on the chopping block for sure. They're probably not staying. Like, I would be shocked, but you know, weirder things have happened for sure. So I'm gonna give them a chance in different climate, in different tanning, but we'll see. As for powder bronzers, I know it looks like I have a lot over here. How many work? Good question. It's hard to let go because I'm like, well, you know, I don't have much here. This I can. Butter bronzer, bye. Get out of here. Like, I don't even think this color works for me. The shade, everything, what? And I've been trying to pan it. Obviously, you can see all the pan. I'm over that. This Becca one's pretty good. This one's pretty good to me. Not my fave, but like, okay. This one, this is from Viseart, and I got it just from Box Charm. I don't even think they make it anymore, so, you know, there's that. This one I was using, it's okay. It's okay. This Kosa one is formula-wise what I want. Color-wise, it's just not quite right. Sometimes it can look good, sometimes it can't. It's like, I don't know what day it's gonna be when I wear it. So this is probably my favorite, like one of my favorites that I have at the moment. So I kind of put it up. I'll put ones. Well, these is like pretty good too. But it's like, I wanna find one that everyone can get. I mean, no, you know, Becca, they can't even get that anymore. Pure, this one I've had for so long, like, I'm getting rid of that. That's going. Okay. This Nabla one I tried. It's newer. It does apply lightly. I'm still testing, but I'm not as in love as what I thought I would be with that. I'm telling you, it's like literally it's been rough. This one's pretty good color-wise, actually, but this is discontinued. I mean, everything's discontinued, and I just want to have a bronzer that other people can buy if I like it that much, because, you know, you guys might actually want to try stuff if it's good, and I might like it. This glowish one I don't love. That one can probably go. I don't really like this. I tried this Vesca one. This is just a weird color. Like, it's just it doesn't work as a bronzer really for me. So that's like, I'm gonna get rid of these. I am. This Fenty one's newer and it's okay. Again, not in love, but definitely not the issues of like warmth that some of the other ones have. But this is gonna go up here for sure. I have the Kevyn Aucoin. I always keep it. It's the little contouring powder. I rarely use it, but I'm always going to keep it. This I haven't used in a while. I used to have this in my makeup kit, and so I just, you know, I've kept it. But yeah, that's the bronzing situation. Please let me know your bronzers. The things I want to buy, I want it to have a good shade range. I really love like something like the Kosas one, like I said, that has like a shimmeriness, a sheerness to it. That's what I prefer. So if you know something like that, that'd be amazing. But yeah, so realistically, I probably would keep these two, even though they're discontinued, for like when I'm just hanging out. This one, I don't know. So like, I really would keep like these and then get rid of these at some point. It's probably like the situation, but yeah. Bronzers are just struggle, so much struggle here with the bronzers, guys. Okay, now we're gonna move on to eyeshadow stuff. That's all I have left. Cream shadows, cream stick shadows, single shadows, duos, and then shit tons of palettes. So that's what's coming next. I hope you're ready for that. It's gonna be probably as long as this has been. So let's get to it. All right, guys, so we're moving on to, this is like my single shadow cream situation. This has grown a lot over the past like year, I would say, because this is one of my favorite sections of makeup. And this is where I'm telling you, you know, like my tastes have just changed a lot. And I remember there was times when I didn't love this part of, you know, a collection, and I wasn't interested in singles, or at least not like singles like this, maybe single shadows in palettes that I could have, or just palettes in general. But I really do love my single shadows now. So yeah, we'll see what we can do, if there's really anything to declutter. I'm not sure how much will be in here, but I'm sure we can find something. I want to keep my MAC. These are from last year's collection. They are so sparkly and so good, you guys. These glittery shades, if you can find them somewhere and, you know, they're a good price, I do really suggest them. They are absolutely beautiful. Some of the best things MAC's come out with, like so good. So I'm definitely going to, yeah, keep these. All of those, they're so good. I'd swatch them all, but it'll take forever if I do that, honestly. I love my Moon Dust shadow from Urban Decay. This one's just in the cowboy one, right? Space Cowboy. Such a great everyday neutral shimmery color, so I'm definitely gonna keep that. I'll zoom us in a little. I don't wanna zoom in too much because I want you guys to like see what I'm doing, but I'm definitely keeping that. I bought that as a single because I like wanted it in my collection, so definitely keeping that. These I got as like perks or like samples from Natasha Denona. They're singles from the Retro palette and the Glam palette. Both of those palettes from Natasha Denona I actually don't own, so I do think I'm probably gonna keep these. One's a really pretty silvery color, one's a beautiful like rosy gold copper. I'm gonna keep both of those. At some point when I most likely get those palettes, you know, I'll probably then get rid of those. These from Romand, they're pretty. I do really like them, but I'm never gonna reach for these over some of my beautiful indie shadows. I think they're nice options if you don't want those, or if you're just shopping on YesStyle or whatnot, but I think it's time for me to get rid of this. It's tough with the eyeshadows because I feel like there is a lot of room for me to have duplicates, even if I really like this one. And so although I don't want to get rid of things just because I don't use them or haven't used them in a long time, if I feel like there are things I will always reach for over these, that is something for me to consider, you know? So I'm going to get rid of that. This is a shadow from Bobbi Brown. It's like a baked, really pretty neutral. I love that, keeping that. This Real Her duo is really pretty, totally my tones. I feel like I more recently got this NARS duo I've been wanting back in my collection for forever, and I finally just picked it up. This is the Kalahari duo. And although they're not the exact same, I feel like I'll always reach for the Kalahari over this. So I think I'm gonna, I don't know, it's so pretty. I think I'm gonna reach, yeah, I'm gonna reach for these over it. You might also notice that with the eyeshadows, this is probably gonna go in a different section, but we'll deal with that later. Depending, I might go for more expensive options that I know are amazing formulas if I feel like the cheaper options just don't match up also. Like, it just is what it is. Like, I'm lucky enough to have such amazing stuff in my collection. And if there's like discrepancies in formula and there's similar colors, like I'm always going to go for the better formula. And a lot of the times it happens to be the more expensive one, at least with the selection of stuff that I have. I know that's not the case with all, you know, drugstore or cheaper items. Some things out there are amazing, but just with what I have, you know, that seems to be the case. I love all my Metalist shadows from Touch and Soul. I'm keeping all of them. So this is probably my favorite, Hollow Mulberry. Like, so good, you guys. If you haven't tried these, you definitely should. I have so many of them. Hollow Mulberry is one of my favorites. They have like bronze shades. I'll try to open some, but I cannot open all of these. If you want some more detailed videos on this, let me know. Like, this is a beautiful, like, rose type of color. Sun Aurora is a really nice duochrome that has like a green, gold, red thing going on. Unfortunately, this one busted, but I think I'm still gonna, it's so pretty. I think I'm gonna repress that. Maybe I'll make that like a little thing for me to do. This is Aurora Taupe. Definitely want to keep that. These are just some of the best single shadow, like flaky, glittery type shades. They're not actual glitter, but that you can get. I feel like if you can get them on deals, that's what I suggest, but I even think they're worth the full price if you could just pick out like the one color you want. I'm also going to keep all of my Holika Flash shadows. If you've been on the channel, you know I love these. I don't think you can get them anymore. Moon Flash / Flesh is my favorite. I mean, whew, so good. I'll keep these, but it's kind of sad because they're not like really available for people to get. So again, I don't let that like dictate a lot of the stuff I keep, but it is something that is tough as a creator, I will say. Like, I don't want to be that person. I get it. I'm not going to get rid of stuff just because of that, but it does make it hard, and it makes you want to try out and try to find things similar so that you can, you know, in case you are starting somewhere different with your makeup collection, you could actually pick some of that stuff up. This I'm getting rid of. I did not like this one from I did a video on like sparkly Yes Style shadows. I'll leave that link down below if I can remember, but this one, the Veil Breeze, was the worst. I didn't like that one. I liked the Full Shot. I'm gonna keep those single shadows. These from VDL were pretty as well, so I think I'm gonna keep them. This type of shadow is like, I'm so into it. I really like it. This was like my top one, Shine Fix Eyes. Oh my gosh, so sparkly, you guys. So good. So good. Definitely, I'm gonna put that little chunk back in there. Definitely keeping that. I have a lot of these little pots. So I want to keep that. I don't know how I want to organize everything because it's like, I want it to all be reachable in my collection, but it can be kind of tough. So, I don't know. These were like pretty good for sparkles. Like, I think this one's decent, but I might get rid of that one. I might get rid of this one as well. I'm just thinking of all the stuff I have. I have, again, such amazing stuff that it's hard for it to stack up. This one is really quite good as well from Yes Style. That one ranked pretty top for me. The Visualistic shadow from Mizon. It's M-I-Z-O-N. I'm going to keep that. I think I'm also going to get rid of this Biba one. I mean, they're pretty good, but again, I feel like I'll go for my Moon Dust maybe. These I want to keep, the VDL. Okay, here we go. I have these like moussey shadows. These are decent as well. Like, nice and sparkly. I feel like out of everything, this color I like. This one I'm going to keep. The pink one I'm gonna let go of. I have this Dewy Glossy Eyes, another cream shadow. This one is so pretty. I don't know if I'm gonna reach for it out of everything, so I might pass that on as well. This is an older shadow and it kind of dried out, but oh my gosh, actually it's so pretty. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm keeping that. Okay, JK. Put that, we know I'm keeping it. This has just become one of my favorite sections of makeup, I'm telling you. I love these little single shadow pots for single shadow eye looks. Like, one shadow, one and done, so pretty. That is so what I'm into. Like, I love that. I mean, and you guys know I'm not afraid of an all shimmer look, so yeah. I feel like for my ColourPop shadows, there's a few, like, formula-wise I don't love, like Moon Daisy. This isn't the best formula, but I can, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna keep this one just because I don't like the formula, and I feel like I have like so many beautiful indie shadows that I could get this look with, so I think I'm actually gonna get rid of that. It's just, every time I use it, I know I'm gonna be disappointed from it, so there's no reason. I love Cosmic Charge. This is like my favorite neutral. Love that, keeping that. I feel like that Moon Daisy was really the one I kind of like hated. Like that I know I did not enjoy. Everything else is pretty dang good. I have a video ranking these as well if you want to check it out. Even the ones on the bottom, I want to give more chances and just keep. So yeah, I think that's the only one I'm gonna get rid of for now. And as I use them more and, you know, like different times, if I feel like something really isn't living up to what it should be, maybe that's when I'll just like, you know, put it in the bad bin right then and there. But yeah, those are all my ColourPop Super Shocks. I think these are really great cream shadows, one shadow looks. They come out with so many things, and check that video out if you want to see some of my favorites. All right, let's talk about this section. We'll move this NARS Duo out of the way for now. These are all creams in some way, shape, or form, or maybe like some of the pressed kind of, like this from Elsie, I'm definitely keeping. It's one of the more like semi-pressed pigments. Stunning. I'm keeping that for sure. I have a few of these types of things. I really want to try the ones from Bodyography. Anyway, this is the shade Rubelite or something. Anyway, keeping that. I have some from Ciate London as well. This one, they're the marbled metals. I have Serendipity, which is a beautiful like taupe. Can I show you? Look at that taupe. So pretty. Keeping that. They have like this marbled look to them, but they like, you know, show up as one color on the actual eyes. And then this one is Gilded, which is more of like a warm color. So I'm making a major mess, and I really don't want to do that. Keeping those. Okay. I have a lot to go through here. I have some W7 ones. These are getting kind of old, but if they're still creamy, I'm still keeping them. Yeah, they're so good. I always say that, but that's the truth. Like, if they're still creamy, they don't smell, I'm not gonna just get rid of them to do it. They're really quite beautiful. So those stay. I have this from the Nightmare Before Christmas collection from ColourPop. Oh my gosh, so dried out. Oh, that's so disappointing. Yeah, everyone says that these dry out. I mean, it might actually work well for the formula now, because I feel like right now where it's at, it's like a stiffer cream, but that's not gonna last too much longer. That's fucking annoying. I will not get the Jelly Much or whatever, So Jelly shadows anymore. I won't pick those up because that I've had since Christmas, since it came out. And that's not very long, and it probably has 6 more months. This from Wander Beauty I'm gonna let go of. It has like a pretty shadow on the top, like a beautiful bronze, and then like this cream. It kind of reminds me of the creams in the Patrick Ta palettes, but I just don't feel the desire to use it. And again, I have so many things like that. This is from Tom Ford, very expensive. My basically sister-in-law got me this. Like, she watched a video of mine and she's like, I bought you a thing you wanted. I was like, what? Why? Like, oh my gosh, thank you. So sweet. Tom Ford Eye Duo in the Gilded Peach. Still testing it out. It's an expensive product, right? And I really love actually the cream shadow on the bottom. It doesn't look like much, but on the eyes, it's just velvety and beautiful. The topper shade is actually the thing I'm questioning. Yeah, but I'm definitely keeping it for sure. But I do like the undershadow, like the cream. That's pretty good. I have the Charlotte Tilbury cream in Oyster. I'm definitely keeping that. It's more of like a cool tone shade. Well, it's kind of like a weird color, but I like it. I like that one quite a bit. I don't know if it's worth the money. Like, I don't know if I'd repurchase it, but definitely since I have it, I'm keeping that. I used this the other day. This is from Maybelline, the Color Tattoo in High Roller. Love the color, love the way it looked. It did crease on me a little. I was a little disappointed in that. I thought it wouldn't, but I maybe will try a primer actually underneath it as well, but really happy with that. I mean, if you want the Charlotte Tilbury, I would go for this. Like, for price and all that, it's really just as beautiful. So yeah, I really like that Color Tattoo. This is from Yes Style. I don't think I'm gonna keep it. I do like a matte cream, but I think I would want it in a stick form. Like, I don't know. Yeah, that's going. I have this Lorac shadow. This is such an interesting color. It seems to be still going strong, so I'm gonna keep that one from Lorac. It's the shade Cashmere. Okay, and then I think everything else here is either from one of 3 brands. It's either from Phase Zero, which I found them last year. I just was randomly, I don't know, I was like out there looking for stuff, and these cream shadows are stunning. They're so good. I'm keeping all of them. So this is It's Me. I want to do a whole cream shadow video, so I'm not going to spend too much time, but I'm telling you, this is like when I realized I love neutrals, and they have so many. They have so many neutrals. So let me know if you've heard of Phase Zero. Like, what are your thoughts on it? I think it's a UK-based brand, but man, so many great shadows. They remind me of like almost a Rowan type of thing, but I do find that these dry down, so I don't get like creasing. Some go a little flaky, so you got to be a little careful, especially the lighter shades, I feel like, more than anything, but I just feel like they're so beautiful, and I like that they're almost this stiffer formula. Again, kind of like the Rowan, but do lock down and don't really crease on me. So yeah, just so pretty. And some of them have a little more sparkle than others. Some are a little bit more just like metallic. So keeping all of the Phase Zero and just so happy with them, like so happy. Okay, I think I got all of those. Then this year I was looking on Ultasite and I saw that JCat has these Prismetal, and I was like, I wonder if those are similar to the Phase Zero. These are cheaper. I mean, Phase Zero is still relatively inexpensive, as in they're less than maybe they're like 14 a piece, maybe a little less if you can get a deal. But these were like $5, and I think I got them on sale for like $3. So I was like, whoa. I don't know how I feel about these ones. I don't love the color selection nearly as much. I feel like maybe they can get a little bit more flaky. They have a few good neutrals though. This one, for example, is Frosty Foil. That one's a really pretty like taupey color. Has definitely chunks in it, so there's that. Again, it's very similar formula though, where it's almost kind of like a harder cream. Like if you really get in there and start warming it up and push, then yeah, it's gonna be really creamy. But you know, if you just kind of gently wiped your finger on the top of them, it's not gonna like come off on you really. It's so interesting. So I'm gonna keep all of these as well. I'm still testing them out. Like this doesn't, like that's not very good. It's really not that good, but I still wanna test them out more. And then I can do a more thorough review on them, because I wanna know why they do or don't work, you know? I wanna test them really well before I just get rid of them. I do, if you had to know right now, I do think I prefer the Phase Zero. I just think they have better color selection if you're looking for neutrals, and between all the different finishes and stuff, I just like them better, so yeah. I mean, I just think it's so funny that these are what I'm into, because I'm telling you, only a little bit ago, I didn't want this type of stuff. And so, you know, how fast my tastes have changed in only a year. I don't know if it's getting older or what it is. That is part of why I am not so quick to let go of stuff, because again, I already have it. Like I have these amazing Phase Zero stuff. I'm not just going to get rid of it. Whereas like before I'd be like, oh, I'm not into these like little pots. I'm going to get rid of all of them. You know, like I don't need to do that. I have, you know, anyway, okay. You get it, you get it. I bought quite a bit from them in their cream shadows. Still testing this formula out. Wild Oak is one of my favorites though. It's a very unique cream shadow formula to me. It almost looks, you know, like not much, but this one's so pretty. Oh, I love this on my eyes. Keeping that. I have Deeply Rooted. They just came out with new ones too. I kind of want to try them. I want to try their balm, their highlighter color balm thing I think that they have. This is kind of one of those duochrome red brown type pigments. Let's do that. I don't think they swatch well. I feel like they're one of those products that doesn't, it's kind of unassuming. Like you look at them and, you know, compared to the Phase Zero, you're kind of like, that? Like, okay. But I do find like on the eyes, there is something pretty magical. They almost feel dried out, but then, you know, you kind of work them and they're not. So I don't know. I'm still getting my thoughts, honestly, is what I'm trying to say on this formula. So I can't help you too much, but again, really quite beautiful. I love the cream shadows. I really want to try more from Phytosurgence, and yeah, I was glad to try out a new brand. That's like one of my favorite things. I will say the one thing I think I could say is so far, I do tend to like the formulas that don't have the like the more shimmery particles in them. I just don't find that they go on as evenly as I'd like. Like they just don't look as good. And I thought I would of course love that more, but I'm seeming to like the more velvety ones without that, which was kind of shocking to me, but that seems to be the case so far. I don't know why I'm swatching every last one and also not really telling you what's going on. This one's Defiant Dahlia. Let me know your favorite ways to wear these if you have these. Fractal Freesia is that one. And then last, let's just do it, Orchid Overload. This one's a little bit pink, so, and it's more sparkly. So I don't know, so far, Wild Oak's one of my favorites. I do really like the petal one. Where is it? Potent Petal is also quite pretty as well on me. So yeah, I just wanna keep testing them. I feel like I could leave Fractal Freesia and Orchid Overload at the moment, but I definitely still wanna test them out before I would be ready to like let them go. So that is mostly this. I also have these back here, but I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna get rid of any of them. So I just feel like it's a waste of my time to go through them. Bunch of like loose pigments from Shine by SD, so sparkly, so pretty. I don't use them very often, but I don't want to get rid of them. Like I don't see any reason for that. I also have some pigments from Ritual Defee, and I kind of want to keep those as well. So that's kind of what I got going on. Lots of stuff. I'm pretty happy with where this is at, and I'll say that pot-wise, I'm interested in some other things. Like I want to try the Victoria Beckham ones. There's different ones out there, but I still feel pretty satisfied at the moment with what I have going on in my collection. Lots of amazing options. That's not it for creams though. We got to go through these. Okay, these are all more of my stick cream shadows, and I have a lot of these as well. These are some of my favorites also. I like pots. Maybe I like pots more for like sparkly stuff. And then I really love the stick shadows for one shadow looks. I like them in more like velvety kind of metallic formulas, but also matte formulas. And also I like them as bases. So that's kind of like my favorite stuff. I can tell you right now, so unfortunately, I'm getting rid of all of the Wet n Wild ones because they do not lock down and they're just like a pain in the ass, which is so sad. Let's zoom you in because this is beyond gorgeous of a color. This is the multi-stick in the shade Champagne Room. Like seriously, I'm so sad that that doesn't lock down. And so then for me and my eyelids, it's just, it honestly, it ruins everything throughout the day. So that has to go. I'm trying out other stick shadows because I want affordable ones. I know there's like good ones out there that are affordable, can lock down all the things, but the Wet n Wild ones are not them. Yeah. So they have to go. They're multi-stick, so you can use them in different places, but I wanted something to lock down and they don't. So those are all gone. Yeah, unfortunate. My favorites are the Laura Mercier. I recently got Metallic Taupe. Love this color. I probably would suggest just regular taupe over metallic, but I do love that. I'm keeping it. I'm also going to keep the minis that I have. Moonlight is so pretty. That one's more cool toned. Oh no, that's strapless. I actually don't love strapless, but I'm gonna keep it for a little bit, but I could even see myself at some point formula-wise just being fed up. Just being fed up. It's not nearly as good as the other ones. I don't see Moonlight. That must have made itself somewhere else, but I really love Moonlight. I also have this beautiful copper one. Definitely keeping that. That one's in the shade Sienna. I mean, if I just had all the money in the world, I would buy tons more of the Laura Mercier ones. They're just so good, the caviar sticks. I do have a Bobbi Brown. I'm gonna keep this one. It's like golden pink and it is pretty. This formula is not as good as Laura Mercier, so I don't see myself, unless a color was absolutely amazing, maybe I'd give it a chance. But I think I do like the Laura Mercier formula better, and I feel like they're a similar price point, so I'd always go with that one. But I'll keep that for now because it's still good. I bought these About Face. I got a good deal on them and I wanted to try them. They're definitely more unique colors. I got the shade Pearly, which is like this warm yellowy gold and bronze color. And then this one, oh no, they're just, the formula's pearly. Okay. Baroque maybe is the color of this one. Yeah, formula wise, not sure I love it. I want to try it on the eyes. I haven't used these yet. I got these around the time when I was getting my surgery. So yeah, I want to give these a chance. This one seems okay. The pink is not promising. I have this Urban Decay one, another kind of fun color. I don't think the formula in this one looks promising either, but I'm gonna keep it again until I'm like using it and I can decide then. I love this Sigma one. This is one of my favorites. I use it all the time as a primer and base for my shadows. I love the color. This is in the shade Sorbet. Definitely keeping that. I have some from Trestique. These look so promising, you guys. I love that they're matte. I love that they're small as well. Like, that's nice. But yeah, I love those for bases. Hell to the yeah. Keeping those. Y'all know I love my Dazzle sticks. This is some of the best shit that the KVD brand has ever done. And the fact that they made them so hard to get is like, what? How is everyone not all over these? Like, I don't understand. I'm like, is something wrong with me that I like these and everyone else doesn't? Like, what's going on? But these are so good. So I'm keeping these, but it's like one of those ones that kind of sucks because it's hard to talk about because they're like nearly impossible to get. They were available for about 3 seconds. And then, you know, they just kind of stopped with that. So I believe I have every shade except for like a bronze one out there because I didn't like that one. I saw that one in person and I didn't love it. But the other 5 I picked up and love. Unfortunately, they're hard to get. I picked these up more recently from ColourPop. I wanted to try out their stick shadows because a lot of people have mentioned they're really good. But they were way tinier than I expected for $8. I was like, I got them in the mail and I was like, these are like minis, like what the hell? So I didn't love that. Haven't used them yet, so they're very new. Definitely willing to give them a try, just something I was a little shocked by. They seem okay, we'll see. Not nearly as exciting than as I thought, I don't know. Okay, last, this one's from Yes Style from Etude House, I think. The Bling Bling Eye Stick, really beautiful. For like an inner corner cream shadow. I'm gonna keep that one around. And then last, this RMS cream shadow. This is like a liquid. I have to be careful because I like, oh shit. Okay, so my camera turned off, but I have the tendency to like just kind of, when this is closed, want to like, oh, I'll just, you know, kind of move it around, push it up. Don't do that because then when you open it, it just starts coming out. And so, yeah, but this is so pretty. This is the color, I think, Strobe. I've really been enjoying this, and I picked up another color just to have. It locks down in place, so this is done. Really pretty on its own, great as a base. I really like these, actually, so I'm keeping that for sure. One of my really good pickups from the Sephora sale, I feel like. Like, I really think it's beautiful. Again, color-wise, like exactly the type of shit I like right now. So I didn't get rid of a ton, but definitely wanted to get rid of those Wet n Wild. And I do feel like the About Face, there's like a few things in here that maybe at some point, as I'm testing more and more, I might be willing to let go of if colors are similar, you know, like, you know how it goes. So yeah, I feel good about that though. These are like top things I love right now. All right, guys, from here on out, it's palettes. I have my smaller palettes here, then tons of palettes. And I want to be completely honest, I've probably mentioned this in the intro. I don't know how much I'm truly going to get rid of. I like having a lot of options and I've actually been enjoying that. So I really want to look at, I guess, color story if it inspires me, and a formula. Do I have something that I'm always going to want to reach for over it? Maybe that can be a reason. Yeah, if I genuinely dislike it or not, you know, that type of stuff. But yeah, color story can also be definitely a thing. I think even though sometimes color stories change, like some of the neutral stuff that I like now, I didn't like before. So, you know, I'd rather be on the side of cautious of getting rid of things than not. So who knows what's going to happen. Okay, so it might be a bit more of a collection thing. I have all my Natasha Denona mini palettes here. I love the mini palettes. I don't have all of them, and I don't intend to buy all of them. I do like to buy the ones that just like I actually enjoy, like the Metropolis one that came out for holiday, the mini Metropolis. I didn't like, but I have Glam, I have Retro, I have the Love. Wait, this is Retro. This one's Zendo. And then I have the Mini Star. So I love these. I'm keeping all those. I'm going to keep all my Natasha Denona. It's one of my favorite, not only formulas, but just like brands. And when we get into the other palettes from her, I love that you can move things around. So these are from ColourPop, and I am going to keep these. I don't think I had purchased them today, but I'm going to keep them. I think that they're fun little color stories. And I did a look earlier this year with this one, and it looked great. So yeah, I'm gonna keep those. These are some of my favorite like go-to mini palettes. So I have my Rowan here. I do intend at some point to get all the Rowan. They're just one of my favorite formulas. ones that I feel so pretty, you know, in. Love those. I have my Charlotte Tilbury quads. I have this one, the Sophia Bella. This was like a free gift with purchase, so I didn't pick this one, but it does look stunning on my eye, so I keep it. But this one I really like, the Celestial Pearls. That was a newer one. And then I have the Exaggerize. That one I love. So those are for sure staying. Like, love so much. This MAC Feast Your Eyes, definitely getting rid of. I think though, I just hate the formula. You've probably heard me talk about it. I do not like it. So cute packaging, looks so promising. I think I'm gonna depot these and see if I can fit other shadows in here, because if I can do that, then maybe it's worth saving and kind of keeping the packaging, creating my own fun color story to go in here. I have so many single shadows. So that's something I'm thinking about doing, but it's no longer gonna be like this in my collection. I've decided it's gone. It's gone. I love this Makeup by Mario palette. This is one I sat on for so long. I didn't pick up for so long, and it's an all shimmer palette. So good. I love this. I really like this. So happy to have it. This was like a splurge purchase, the Tom Ford like lava palette or something. Really textured and metallic type shades. I just got it, so I'm definitely keeping that, still playing with it. These are all from Natasha Denona. I'm gonna keep all of these. They are not in the correct order. I mean, we have things from Trio Chrome in this one. This one's like the Cupid one from a BoxyCharm. This was an old one from BoxyCharm. Oh, I got the coral one. This one I'm so excited to have because I see people when they move their palettes around, I feel like so many of the shades that I really like when they're doing these spring palettes are using shades from the Coral 5-pan. And so I was able to redeem my points on BoxyCharm for this, which is amazing. So excited to have this, so springy. I need to do the pastel video for Natasha Denona. Like, I need to do that video. It's on my list, but I think I will do some like rearranging some Natasha Denona shadows again soon as well. So let me know if you want to see that, but definitely keeping the coral. Glad to have it. This from Persona, they sent me this. I do think that it's pretty. I really like the taupe pink shade. I haven't used it on my eyes yet. I'm gonna keep it a little bit and just see, because again, I like this one shadow look, so maybe I could pair this and like a couple different of the single shadows you just saw me go through, and maybe it'd be great, you know? But I could see myself letting go of that one relatively soon. I didn't pick that one out from them. I really love the Identity palette. We'll get to that. Anyway, that's that kind of section. I'm keeping all of these. These are the Kaleidos palettes. Like, come on, I'm not getting rid of them. I have these from Odin's Eye. Oh my gosh, I could not remember that. I'm gonna keep those as well. I like the color stories. I like the formulas of those. So those are gonna stay. I have these two palettes from Violet Voss, the Wild Dahlia. I'm definitely keeping that. I have the Windflower, definitely keeping those. Those are new, and I picked them out. I want to keep those. This is a new one. I got this sent in PR. What's Up Beauty, the Geodes collection. I definitely want to get this on my eyes. I haven't yet. It's on my list, so I want to keep that. These are also a part of that Etude House and that set. I mean, part of me really likes them. Like, I think they're fun neutrals. I don't know how much I'm gonna use them. I didn't pick these out, you know? And so I feel like the things I buy, I'm way more like, I bought it for a reason, you know? Like, I was interested in something going on. I haven't really even used them. I'm not gonna use them. I'm not gonna use these. I'm not gonna use them. I'm gonna let go. I'm gonna let go. I'll wanna use these over that. You know what I mean? Like, they're pretty. Someone else can have them. I have this REM Beauty eyeshadow palette. Definitely gonna keep that. I like that color story. I think it's really pretty. I have the Wander Beauty Wondrous Fling. This is one I wanna keep testing. I think the colors are really pretty. I'm still kind of feeling out the Wander Beauty formula. I haven't decided my thoughts on it yet. I feel like they seem so promising, but so far the actual performance it hasn't been there. And I'm sad about that, but I want to give it another shot, but I'm not super hopeful, honestly. But we'll try. I have this from Glaminatrix Cosmetics, the Silent Night palette. This is like a Christmas themed, really beautiful palette that has this beautiful multi-chrome. I've already told you guys, like, I'm so excited for their neutral palette coming out this year. I will be getting that, so I'm gonna keep this as well. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping that. I think the last drawer we have to go through or section is this one. So I have this from Dee Dee's Signature. I think this is such a beautiful little quad, so I'm definitely keeping that. It's the pumpkin spice quad that was sent to me, but I really love that one. I have these two from Kaleidos, again from that smoky nostalgia. I'm gonna keep both these quads. I think they're really pretty. I don't think I would have bought them, maybe this one, but having them, they're so pretty, and I really like the formula on them, so keeping those. Hello Kitty, the pineapple, it's okay. I've made beautiful looks with this, like yellow looks, so that's why I keep it. But yeah, I'll keep it a little bit longer, maybe for summer. I'm gonna bust that out. Is it ether or aether? I don't know. Let me know if you know, but this is the rose quartz. I've used it only once and I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. So I'm gonna give it another try. These are gonna go. I'm finally getting rid of them. I was really excited about these. I've had these for a very long time and I just don't use them. I've used the taupe one. I don't know. I don't feel at all excited, honestly, to use them, which makes me so sad. I just have better formulas, I feel like. I don't think these are that bad of formulas, but everything about these is kind of muted. Should I keep this one maybe? Maybe I'll keep this one. I feel like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to keep them. I'm not gonna keep them. Those were sent to me in PR, and they're ones that I actually was like interested in maybe even buying or picking up a few on my own, but there's something, I don't know. I'm keeping this quad from ColourPop. Love that. It's the sorbet one, I believe. Like these 6 pans from Lorac. Now these get me excited. I just used Mystic Oak the other day. So good. So good. Winter Rose is beautiful. Frosted Sequoia, so good. Like cool and warm. Like love it. The sparkling is kind of similar to the rose one, but I'm still keeping those. I just... like, that's what I want to keep, these ones, not the essence. Like, that's the truth. I have this Makeup by Mario quad I'm going to keep. Again, you already saw the NARS duo. And then I have this Ciate London Smiley Face palette. I'm also going to keep that because I think it's really pretty. So that's this thing. I'm probably going to put these two palettes in there. I have the neon ones. They're the only Huda 9 pans I have left. I'm trying to be more selective with those. They're always so tempting, right? Like they're always so cute, but I'm gonna keep the neons because I feel like they're just some really nice neons in my collection that I don't have to like have other things. Like I like those. So much stuff in here. It's kind of crazy. I love my little small palettes though. And yeah, I feel really good about these. Lots of fun things to play with. And I'm glad, I think overall I moved those Essence palettes out. I feel like that was a really good one for me. All right, we're gonna do like flash palettes. I'm gonna zoom us in just a little and I'm just gonna go. I don't know, like I said, what I'm gonna actually get rid of, what I'm not. Yeah, I have a feeling it's not gonna be a ton of stuff, but it might be a little bit more than I thought. I thought almost that I wasn't gonna do this at all because I have a palette collection video I put up earlier this year and I thought, you know, I'm probably not gonna get rid of anything, but I might actually get rid of some stuff, so we'll see. Okay, starting off, I have some stuff from Odin's Eye. These are the Diversa collection in collaboration with Judy, Annette's Makeup Corner, and Tina, the Fancy Face. So I'm keeping all of these. I'll show you the insides. I'm not gonna swatch everything, I'm sorry. But these are really beautiful palettes. I really like the Odin's Eye formula, and I'm definitely keeping those. This is another Wondrous palette from Wander Beauty. This is the Wondrous Escape. Really beautiful, but again, formula I'm still working with. So I really hope that I can find a way to make it work because this one I like even more than the other color story. Like I love that shade. I love this brown. Like there's some really great stuff going on, but I need to make the formula work a little better than the times I've used it. I'm gonna keep that for now though, still testing. I have another palette from Dee Dee's Signature. This is the Neutral Wonder, and I am going to be keeping this as well. I think it's a nice neutral palette, and I wanna keep using it, so keeping that. I like show myself every time and I hate it. I don't want you to see my face, but it keeps happening. I have the Patrick Ta palettes, the Major Dimension, so this is the second one. I have a video on that. I also have the initial release, the first one. I'm keeping both of those as well. I have some ColourPop palettes. This one is the Brown Sugar. I love this Brown Sugar palette. I want to bust that back out. I really like that ColourPop is similar to Natasha Denona and that you can pop the shadows out. So I feel like even if I were to like get rid of you know, some of the palettes, I would probably keep the shadows just to play around with and kind of do videos and like get you guys inspired by your ColourPop shadows, get me inspired, like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep that still. I really like that neutral palette. This one is the That's Taupe, and I'm also keeping that one. I told you I'm not getting rid of a ton. The Cosette mini palette, the Crystal Creams, love this. Like, I know I said I'm not swatching, but hi, so good. I'm definitely keeping that. Just got that and it's been a fave. I have the Set in Stone and Twist of Slate. I should hopefully have a video up already on these, so if you want to check that out, definitely do it. These neutral palettes I was so excited for. I know ColourPop like does neutral, so it's not that exciting, but for me in the state that I'm in, this like neutral loving thing, they got me, okay? And I'm excited to use them. Haven't done it yet. Again, hopefully the video's up by now. A few more palettes. The Going Coconuts from ColourPop, another really nice like neutrally staple type palette, so I'm gonna keep that one. The Flare palette from It's Belle is so pretty if you like all shimmer looks. This one's really great. I think I like the Northern Lights palette from Simply Posh better, actually. Very similar formula, similar colors, and I feel like there's just more of the colors that I like in this one, you know? So I suggest this one over it, but they're both beautiful and like really similar formulas. So keeping both of those, I love those. This is that Persona Identity palette that I was saying I really like. Oh, so good. Just neutral every day, but so beautiful. This makes me feel so pretty. Keeping. I'm gonna run through some Natasha Denona palettes. So these are not in the right order, so don't expect that, but I have the big blue brown. Wait, blue purple. This one's green brown. I have both of those. I love all my Natasha Denona palettes. That's like a big change from even a couple years ago too. So again, I'm just a changing person, aren't I? This is Biba. This one's Trio Chrome, or was. I actually redid this. So this is one of the reasons I love the Natasha Denona singles. I made this palette. I picked these shadows out. I did like a purple green theme, neutrals with a twist, sexy, amazing. I mean, you want this. I don't know if you do, but I think it's beautiful and I'm so happy to have that and, you know, show off. I did a video doing that, so I'll try to link that. This is what my gold happens to look like right now, just with what's going on. It kind of looks like Southwestern to me. We have a version of the Circo Loco. This is the pastel. Hopefully I can get a video up on this soon. I'm working on it, guys. I'm sorry. It's hard once you're behind. You know, new stuff's constantly coming out, trying to like fit in the time. I feel like I have like a million things I want to do with this, like rearrange it in a better order, just like this, see what dupes I have in my collection. Can I create a similar palette from my other Natasha Denona singles? Also do at least a look, do swatches. Like those are all the things I want to try to fit into one video about this. Like, it's already 2 hours long, which, I mean, I guess if you're at this point in this video, you probably wouldn't mind, but still, yeah, it's just a lot. Then we have the other midis that I have. So this is my rainbow version that I made. Isn't that beautiful? Like, oh, so pretty. So that's custom. So then the rest of these are also somewhat custom because they're not exactly how they were, but that's bronze. This is a version of Love, and this is a version of, I guess, the Zendo. So yeah, that's all my Natasha Denona palettes at the moment. That's it, not many. JK. I have this NYX palette. I think I'm ready to get rid of this. I've kept it around a long time. I've thought about doing different videos, like, do I like big palettes? I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready to get rid of it. Yeah, I think I am. I'm gonna get rid of that. Another stack. I have this from Kylove. This is the Daydream palette. It's in collaboration with Sunshine the Bee, and it is a water activated cream, like liner palette, so I'm keeping that. That's new. This is from Fantasy Cosmetica, the Druid palette. Really beautiful. They sent this out to me and I think it's so pretty. Still need to use that, but definitely keeping it. The Freya palette from Odin's Eye, I'm definitely keeping that one. Love those tones. The Alva is my favorite, so I'm keeping that one for sure. The Norns palette, I love these tones. The color story as a whole is not my favorite, to be honest, but I love these enough. I think I am going to keep it for now, but it's a little one on the chopping block because I don't use it as much personally, but I love the formula. Angelica's palette with Odin's Eye, the Hella palette, definitely keeping that one. There's so many palettes ahead of me still. There's just palette stack after palette stack, you guys. This, I think I'm finally letting go of the Fenty. It's so sad because I think the formula on this is actually pretty good. I know so many people think it's shit, but I kind of liked it. But I think I'm ready to get rid of it because for neutrals, I just have so many other palettes with neutrals I'm always going to want to reach for. This isn't available. No one can get their hands on it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta go. It's gotta go. Someone who doesn't do YouTube, like one of my friends, can just enjoy the shit out of it, you know? I have this Ace Beauty Falling For You palette. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I kind of like it. I'm gonna keep that. I have Annette's palette with Menagerie, the Serenity palette. I'm gonna keep that one. I have the Tiny Marvels palette. Of course, I'm keeping this. I'm not gonna ever get rid of that. I have the Ace Beauty Oceanic palette. This is like the older formula. I think they've like reformulated. I'm still keeping it. Yeah, that's staying. I'm not like super into colorful shades, but I still think that palette is exciting and inspires me, and that's enough. I'm keeping it. I have this like skinny stack, lots of Sigma. I'm gonna keep all of these, I believe. So the Enchanted palette, keeping the Ambience. I'm excited to use this. I didn't love it when I first got it because I wasn't into neutral, so I thought it was just so boring, but I'm excited to wear this for summer especially. Cinderella, another really beautiful one. Definitely gonna keep that. This is Kaleido's Flower Punk. I'm gonna keep that one. The Hindash palette, it's challenging, but I'm gonna keep that. The Sigma New Mod, the newest one from them. I have a video I just did on this. Definitely keeping that. So, so pretty. Wild Greens, this is gonna go into my bad bin. I didn't love this, and I want to like it, so I keep being like, maybe I will, but I don't. So that's gonna go. And then the Aristo palette from Zoeva, I really like. I love the tones in this, so keeping that. Every time I open that, I love it. And their formula is really good too. Okay, so another stack, more stacks. I have so many palettes, guys. Like, I love eyeshadows. Blueberry Muffin from BH. Defo, keeping that. So pretty. Smitten in Switzerland, so pretty. Love this. So keeping that. Then we have the Impressionism palette from Mae Beauty, which is now Kylove. I am going to keep this as well. This one's quite colorful for me now, but I want to keep it. I'm going to keep that for now. I have the Spanglish palette from Alamar. That's another one I think is so pretty. Keeping. This I think I'm getting rid of. Berlin. This is just not my color story, you know? Like, it's just not. I look at it and it's so tough to use, you guys, for my brain. It's a lot of mattes. I didn't love the formulas of these two shadows, so this is one that's a no. These ones from Lethal, though, I'm gonna keep. So this is the, I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but this is one of the pre-made ones you can get, but also you can take them out, which I love. Keeping that. This is like the Hive, maybe. Hive or something. Definitely keeping those. These are way more my color stories. Last for that stack was the Lost in Los Angeles from BH, and I am also keeping that one. So yeah, that's a few stacks down. I'm definitely keeping the Nightmare Before Christmas from ColourPop. This is just like nostalgic, and I love Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm keeping it. Also, I remember last year really being excited and wanting to have like Halloween palettes in the month of October. It was like this weird thing, so I definitely think I'm gonna keep quite a few of anything that's like themed Halloween, even if, you know, I'm not using it the rest of the year because it will stop me from wanting to just buy new ones when I have them. Like, it will make me feel like you put away decorations and then you bring them out during that month, and I feel like that's how I'm gonna be with the palette. So anyway, keeping that. I have the Lush Life palette from ColourPop. I'm keeping that. I have the At Foresight, which I've already depotted, so it's just empty, and I definitely wanna do a video, like I said, maybe creating a new At Foresight palette or just something with moving the shadows around. That will hopefully be coming soon. I have the Goddess palette from Alter Ego, which is duping the gold palette from Natasha Denona. I have the gold palette, so I don't need this anymore. It's a great formula and it's a great alternative, especially now that the gold is discontinued. So I do think it's pretty good. I have a video duping like them side by side, I guess, or showing them and comparing them. And I think they're really comparable. So if you didn't get that and you wanted to save some money, I guess you could get this, but I don't need this any longer. So that's gonna go. This is the Misunderstood palette from ColourPop. I don't love the formula of this. I'm gonna keep it. This might be one I depot, but it's also, I mean, I like the inside better than the outer packaging. It's kind of ugly. I don't know. I'm gonna keep this around for now, but I could see myself at some point getting rid of like the shell of this palette and just having the singles in my single shadow collection and using them that way. I have the two bigger palettes from Kaleidos, Club Nebula, also Angelica's collab. So pretty, obviously keeping that. And then the Escape Pod, which I also really love, like bright and fun colors. Random things are clicking and freaking me out. Anyway, keeping that. I've been here for like ever. It's been days. Okay, Dose of Colors, Daisy and Donald. I don't think I'm ready to let go of this yet. I do love the color story. I don't love that there's a bronzer in here. I already have it. They sent this to me as PR, so I'm gonna keep it for now. I'm not ready to let go. This is the KVD Vegan Beauty palette, the first one, the Razor's Edge or Edge of Reality. Razor's Edge is a book. Okay, this is a really beautiful palette. Love the formula. It makes me want to get the other one that came out. That one just seems more colorful, and I don't know if I'll actually use the shades as much, but really quite love this. Like, I really like that. This Lava palette, I need to test still, but I could see myself getting rid of this at some point, honestly. Not my favorite. Like, just everything about it does not make me want to use it. That one, I feel like I got scammed. Even though I got it, it feels kind of scammy. Okay, so if you see the ads for that on Instagram, I don't suggest you buy it, honestly. More palettes. I have some Glam Light. I'm gonna keep all my Glam Light. I think the colors are so pretty. So Chocolate Martini, Dirty Martini. Oh, look at that. Yeah, keeping. Glam Lights. This is the Ice Cream Dream, and it's so pretty. I mean, this is probably a bolder version of the Natasha Denona pastel, I feel like, if you want that. And then I do have the Michaela collab as well, and I think there's some really pretty colors in there too. Really great formula. I love their formula. I always look out for their releases, but I try to not get too sucked in because they do stuff that I feel like I don't think I'll love long term, you know? So I've kept it more minimal, but I do like the formula. It's really good. I have this Tartlet in Bloom palette. Really pretty. I'm obviously keeping that. I have this Art Nouveau palette from Kyla. I need to give this a go. I want to do a video. Haven't done it yet. On my list. My list is very long. I have the Side by Side palette from Nabla, and I really love that. It's a newer one as well to me, keeping it. And then the Lust for Dusk palette from ColourPop, also keeping that. I like the warm and cool tones in here. I think it's kind of interesting and different. Okay, more palettes. I have the Pat McGrath Holiday 2021 palette, and I'm gonna keep this. So that's what it looks like. I really actually enjoyed this, and I think next year, you know, it's a more inexpensive palette of hers, which I love. And this went like half off at one point too. So there was like a time where you could get this for like $30-something, which I think was really, really a great deal. I do have the other, like the Bronze Seduction. I would not go back and purchase this again. And I've always gone back and forth on if I should get rid of it or declutter it or keep it or whatever, but I'm just keeping it. I like these three shades, even this one, enough to keep it. You can't really depot them, so it just is what it is. I'll keep this till, you know, who knows when I'm dead, I guess. Rose Quartz. One of the palettes that really just like showed me that I love neutrals. I love this. This is like in my top probably 10 to 12 palettes in my whole collection. Love that. I have the Temptalia collaboration with Sydney Grace. Definitely keeping this. I think this one's so pretty. I need to use these more. These are gonna go in my Shop My Stash, I think. So pretty. You can depot them or like change them around, and that might be a fun thing for me to do because there's colors I like from different ones, and it might be fun to, you know, take the colors she's curated and then create my curation from those, you know, of like one of the palettes that I'll use the most or something. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely keep those. This one is like a newer thing. It's from Marc Jacobs, and yeah, I'm gonna keep that for now. I haven't tried it yet. I have some of these Revolution beauty palettes. I have a few of these. I'm definitely gonna get rid of a couple, but this is what I was talking about when I was like, you know, Halloween. So I'm gonna keep this bigger Corpse Bride one, the upside, it's like the upstairs, downstairs. Really fun colors. I felt like it worked pretty well when I've used it, so I'm gonna keep that. I love the look of this for a palette, but I don't like how small the pans are, and I don't love the color story as much. So I think I'm gonna get rid of that one. Those are PR, so I definitely like don't need them. I also have these two from the Corpse Bride stuff. Like, I'm not gonna wear this blue palette. This one, like, I'll wear this shade. Like, that's it. So I think these ones I'm gonna get rid of. And I think the other one will suffice for like my kind of Halloween themed stuff I want to use. And this is another Halloween themed one, the Book of Magic from Beauty Bay. Definitely keeping this one. Like, there's the blues, there's the teals. So it's like even more proof that I didn't need to keep this blue. Like, I mean, my gosh. Okay. So keeping that though. The BH Zodiac, I'm keeping. I love this. If anything, I feel like this is better and better and better and better. All these shimmers, perfection. Perfection. Can we get more formulas like that, please? Thank you. I'm going to zoom us out. You'll probably see the chaos that is the palettes all around me, but we're on the last leg here and I can't wait to go to bed. It's late. I was not expecting this to be a 7-hour film, but it really was. Okay, some great things in here and quite a few things I can see I'm going to get rid of. So all these Revolution palettes, I'm getting rid of. Again, PR, and there's nothing necessarily wrong with these. I actually think they're pretty good. Like, this is a fun color story. Again, really great color story. I think they're doing some good things. I don't want them. I don't want those. Those are gonna go. This is like an oldie. I'll probably do a video on this at some point, but Comfort Zone from Wet n Wild, keeping that. The NYX Ultimate, I love this as a rainbow palette. Like, I love it, keeping that. Jungle Lights, keeping that. I want the Desert Lights too, so that will be in my collection at some point. This Everyday Holika, I think I might be ready to get rid of this, actually. I don't think it's available anymore. I do really like it. I have some of these tones though, and I just don't think I'm gonna reach for this over those. So this is gonna go for right now. For right now, it's gonna go. Love my little Party Favor palette, like I really do. So good, the Moon Dust formula from Urban Decay. More of this, please. Love my Sugar Pill Fun Size. Keeping the 1 and the 2. Those are staying. I have some Sigma 9 pans, and I think I'm gonna keep all of these as well. Like, really nice little 9-pan neutral shadows. This is the Ivy one. Spicy was on top, and this is Fiery. So those I'm gonna keep for now. The Linda Hallberg Enchanted palette, I finally got my hands on. Yeah, keeping. Like, so happy to have this. So pretty. This weird ass palette from Base Blue, they sent me this. Just, I don't know what to say. I'm gonna do a video on like just like brands I don't get. Brands that are just weird. They have a vision, I think. Anyway, I'm gonna keep it for now because I plan to do that video, but pretty much as soon as that video is done, this is gone. Enchantment palette from Shine by SD. Beautiful, love this, keeping that. It's freaking Bats palette with Butte Bean or Batty Bean, I believe is her channel name now. Betty Jean, anyway. And Shroud, I'm definitely keeping that. Mine's a little bit messy, but I'm keeping that for sure. I can't wait to use this one for Halloween. Lorac Pro palette, the Fairy Tale Forest. I feel like I'm missing a few palettes because I have like Teresa's collab and I also have the new NARS palette and I don't see them in here, but those I'm keeping. Love this, keeping that for sure. I always keep this. I'm gonna keep it again. Wired palette from Urban Decay. I've actually used this quite a bit this year, like just one-off shadows here, there, wherever, keeping it. Love my Stone Vibes palette from Urban Decay, keeping that. These 3 palettes from Odin's Eye, I actually am gonna get rid of. These are my least favorite from the brand in terms of color story. Like, formula's fine. It's nothing about formula. This is so pretty, like that color is really pretty. But when it comes to colors, I'm not into the tones that come out and like, I don't know. I'm not super into it. So I think I'm gonna get rid of these actually. And I do work with them a lot and I have a code with Odin's Eye. And again, there's nothing wrong with the formula. These might be the colors and tones that speak to you the most. Like oh, that one's pretty. That one's so pretty. But they aren't for me. And I'd rather give the ones that I do love, like, more love, you know? So I'm actually going to get rid of those. Hopefully some of my friends like them. And then my Menagerie Violet ink. One of my shadows is broken. I'm going to keep it because I have other singles from them and I'd like to have them in here, even though I think they're changing their singles from squares to circles now, but whatever. Okay, anyway, that's everything, guys. That is everything. I got rid of a decent amount, like definitely cleared out some space, but it's not like epic as in, I'm not like sitting here like half of it gone. That was not my intention. I don't want to get rid of half my makeup. I like having a lot of makeup. I like a lot of my makeup. I feel like I try to do my research on the things that I buy. Most of it I'm probably going to fucking like because I try really hard to be that way. And then, there's some PR stuff that sometimes needs to get flushed out a bit. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I know it was so long. I'm sure you're asleep by now. You're off to Betty Bye land, and I hope I helped you sleep. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Bye. See you in the next video. Bye.